Chapter 174. Feeling that gaze, Guyue Huang also frowned. The other party should be an expert. Then, the two of them slowly turned to look at each other. Following the gaze, Jun Haoyin only saw three figures standing in the void not far away from them. Two of the figures, one in green and one in purple, had an extremely powerful aura. Jun Haoyin stared at the man in purple and felt that he looked familiar. He seemed to be similar to the third prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianyu. However, it was clear that the purple-robed man was much stronger than the third prince. Especially because the man in purple was emitting an extremely dense emperor's aura. Just like an emperor who was about to rule the world. Just by standing there he had the urge to make others submit to him. Looking at the man in purple, Jun Haoyin's eyes lit up. If he guessed correctly, the man in purple should be the current crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjue. Long Tianjue was rumored to be the most talented and powerful of the younger generation in the entire Azure Dragon Empire. He was also designated as the future Azure Dragon Human Emperor. Then Jun Haoyin shifted his gaze to the man in green on the other side. What puzzled him was that the man in green did not have any aura fluctuation. It was just like his appearance. He looked like a weak scholar without any cultivation. However, with Jun Haoyin's powerful divine spirit perception, he could still vaguely sense the demonic aura emitted from the man in green. It was obvious that the man in green was from the demon race. However, the man in green and the man in purple were not the owner of that gaze. In the middle of the two stood a man in a golden robe. This man's body was shining with golden light. Whether it was his hair or his eyes, they were all shining with golden light. At this moment he was staring at Jun Haoyin coldly. A monstrous murderous intent surged from his body. At the same time, his body was shrouded in a monstrous demonic aura as if it was going to annihilate everything. Just by standing there he gave off a feeling of invincibility. The aura emitted by the golden figure actually suppressed the aura emitted by the Azure Dragon Empire's crown prince and the weak scholar. This was an expert. A moment later, Jun Haoyin commented on the golden figure. This golden figure could be considered the strongest person of the younger generation he had ever seen. The light-shaking realm cultivators like the Holy Sun probably wouldn't be able to withstand a single blow from this person. Prince Jiao, Prince Fox, and Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire. Looking at the three figures, a trace of seriousness appeared on Guyue Huang's face as she slowly spoke. At this moment she felt an extreme sense of danger. He was definitely not a match for these three people. Then she looked at Jun Haoyin and said worriedly, "These three people are your enemies. They might be your biggest opponents at Saint Master Linglong's birthday banquet." Hearing this, Jun Haoyin nodded, his expression unchanged. After pondering for a moment, Jun Haoyin said slowly, "Let's go. The birthday banquet is about to begin. Let's go to the Nine Heavens Linglong Palace first." Although Prince Jiao's strength was formidable, Jun Haoyin did not fear him in the slightest. With his current strength he definitely wouldn't lose to Prince Jiao. Faced with Prince Jiao's provocative gaze, he naturally wanted to go up and have a good fight. He was Jun Haoyin. He was never one to shy away from a fight. But right now, in Linglong's sacred ground, there was still the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness secretly watching. It was better for him to restrain himself and be more cautious. After all, he still had to ask for help. Of course, if these three people dared to violate the rules and attack him first, then Jun Haoyin would not care so much. He was afraid of trouble, but he was not a coward either. After hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Guyue Huang nodded slowly. In her heart, she naturally felt that Jun Haoyin was retreating in order to advance. For now, he would not encounter these three people. Then Jun Haoyin and Guyue Huang left together and walked towards the center of Linglong's sacred ground. So this is the famous Holy Son of Great Heaven? A trace of a smile appeared on the Fox Prince's face as he spoke with a playful expression. Didn't they say that he was domineering and overbearing? You provoked him and he ran away like that. How could Ziyang die in the hands of such a person? He was a little confused. Such a provocation and there was no reaction at all. That was too cowardly. He was also a genius of the generation. I can't believe that my third brother was disqualified from the birthday banquet because of such a piece of trash. After that, the Azure Dragon Crown Prince spoke with a tinge of disappointment in his voice. The Azure Dragon Crown Prince also spoke with disappointment. He had thought that the famous Great Heaven Holy Son of Great Heaven would be some kind of person and wanted to get to know him. But now it seemed that he did not live up to his reputation. And because of this person, his third brother was disqualified from the birthday banquet. Long Tianyu was his younger brother. Although they were not born from the same mother. But he represented the Azure Dragon Empire's reputation. Therefore he wanted to regain his reputation. He had already decided that he would humiliate the Holy Son of Great Heaven at the birthday banquet. Let's go. After Jun Haoyin disappeared, Prince Jiao slowly retracted his gaze. His gaze was also filled with disdain. Make your move during the birthday banquet, Prince Jiao said. He did not intend to deal with Jun Haoyin. He had even announced to the entire continent that he would kill this person. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. Although he was extremely disappointed, Prince Jiao did not dare to neglect the birthday banquet. The Linglong Sacred Lord was the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness. Even his father, the Scale Dragon Demon King, had to show respect to her. If he could use this opportunity to befriend her, it would definitely be good news. I'm afraid you'll be in a terrible situation during the birthday banquet. On the way to the Linglong Palace, Guyue Huang looked at Jun Haoyin and said worriedly. Feng Xiaoyao and the others who were following behind Jun Haoyin were silent. When they faced Prince Jiao and the other two, they were so intimidated that they did not even dare to say a word. The aura that the three of them exuded was simply too powerful. Especially the demonic aura that filled the sky. It was as if it was going to swallow them whole. The three of them sighed. They were still a long way from being the top prodigies of Wuxian continent. Prince Jiao is indeed a good opponent. Jun Haoyin acknowledged Prince Jiao's strength. Prince Jiao was indeed looking forward to fighting this person. Actually, Prince Jiao is not the top prodigy of the demon race. At this moment, Guyue Huang spoke again. These words not only shocked Feng Xiaoyao and the others, but even Jun Haoyin was a little surprised. Prince Jiao wasn't even the number one prodigy of the demon race. Legend has it that the number one genius of the demon race is a monkey. But for some reason, he was suppressed by a Buddha in the land of 5 elements in the western desert and never appeared again. Guyue Huang continued, telling him a secret. A monkey suppressed in the land of 5 elements in the western desert? We're here. Just as Jun Haoyin was deep in thought, Guyue Huang suddenly spoke. Upon hearing this, Jun Haoyin raised his head. The central plaza of the 9 Heavens exquisite palace was right in front of him. It was the location of Linglong Saint Master's 3000th birthday celebration. Chapter 2. The beginning. Countless beams of divine light shot out from the vast heavenly palace in the sky. The heavenly palace towered above the void, seemingly endless and without end. From time to time, a terrifying aura would descend from above the heavenly palace. This aura was shrouded by clouds, and even divine souls couldn't see it clearly. It was very mysterious. In front of the heavenly palace was a huge central plaza. It was about the same size as the central plaza of the Clear Sky Sacred Ground. It could easily accommodate hundreds of thousands of people. On this plaza, there were all kinds of spectator stands and jade platforms. These things were all floating in the void. And the people sitting on them were all emitting a powerful and terrifying aura. When Jun Haoyin and Guyue Huang stepped into the plaza, dozens of divine souls probed them. Among these divine souls, the weakest one was a level 10 Yuandan realm being. As for the most powerful one, Jun Haoyin vaguely sensed the aura of an immortal realm being. Linglong Saint Master was the number one expert in the Eastern Wilderness. Even ordinary immortal realm giants had to come to celebrate her birthday. This is the Holy Son of Clear Sky and the Saintess of Jade Lake? The two of them came in at the same time. Is the rumor true? Is the Saintess of Jade Lake in love with the Holy Son of Clear Sky? I think it's very likely. I heard that the Holy Son of Clear Sky had a big battle with the Black Tortoise Dynasty's Ping Shiwang and the third prince of Azure Dragon Dynasty at the edge of the desolate suspended sea. Because of this, Ping Shiwang and the third prince were expelled by the Saintess. The martial artists on the Heavenly Palace Plaza couldn't stop discussing after discovering the identities of the two people. Seeing Guyue Huang and Jun Haoyin come in together, it seemed to confirm the authenticity of the rumor. After all, one was the Holy Son of Clear Sky Sacred Ground, and the other was the Saintess of Jade Lake Sacred Ground. They were well matched in terms of social status, a perfect match. They were simply a match made in heaven. After hearing these comments, Guyue Huang's cold and beautiful face blushed slightly. However, as the Saintess of Jade Lake, she still had the bearing she should have. She whispered to Jun Haoyin, "The Clear Sky Sacred Ground and Jade Lake Sacred Ground are separated. Let's go together." Okay. Hearing Guyue Huang's words, Jun Haoyin nodded slightly. Then, the two of them turned into flowing light and rushed to the place closest to the Heavenly Palace. There were many people who came to the Linglong Sacred Ground for the birthday celebration, so they were naturally divided into different levels. Jun Haoyin and Guyue Huang were the strongest successors of the Sacred Ground. Naturally, they were at the center. They were at the same level as the other sacred grounds and caches. At this moment, there was another roar in the void. 3 beams of divine light shot out and revealed their figures. Look, that man in purple is the crown prince of Azure Dragon Dynasty Long Tianjua. That man in green is the son of the Green Hill Fox Clan's Fox King. That's the top prodigy of the Demon Clan, Prince Jiao. Even he is here. Rumor has it that Prince Jiao declared that he would fight the Clear Sky Holy Sun at the birthday celebration. It will be a fierce battle. Looking at the 3 beams of light, there was a slight commotion. They all looked at the 3 people who had appeared with surprise. In particular, the appearance of Prince Jiao had shocked everyone. Even some of the immortal realm peerless beings looked at the 3 of them. It was enough to show how famous Prince Jiao was. Looking at Prince Jiao, everyone was reminded of Prince Jiao's declaration not long ago. At the Linglong Sacred Leader's birthday celebration, he killed the Clear Sky Holy Sun to comfort his good friend, Xiang Holy Sun. Seeing the 2 of them appear, everyone felt that this birthday banquet was definitely not simple. But just as Prince Jiao and the others sat down, there was another rumble in the void. Then a dazzling Buddhist light appeared in the void. The Buddhist light was extremely dazzling, as if it could deliver all living beings from torment. After seeing the Buddhist light, countless people felt their hearts and minds calm down. After the Buddhist light disappeared, a monk in a kasaya who was not very tall appeared. He had his palms together and his ears were very big. It was as if he was about to become a Buddha. Could that be the eldest disciple of the Small Thunder Temple's first seat, Divine Monk Xuanzang? I heard that he is the reincarnation of a Buddha. He was born with incomparable intelligence, and has been cultivating under the abbot of the Small Thunder Temple since he was young. After the young monk appeared, the crowd began to discuss. The Western Desert was isolated from Zhongzhou Eastern Wilderness and other places all year round. Unless something major happened, the monks would not step out of the Western Desert. Most of the people present were seeing a monk from the Western Desert for the first time. Jun Haoyan was naturally the same. He looked at Monk Xuanzang with a hint of curiosity. After Divine Monk Xuanzang appeared, he bowed slightly to the crowd. Greetings, benefactors. His behavior was very polite. Then Master Xuanzang went directly to Jun Haoyan. He put his palms together and said, "Greetings, holy son of Haoyan." His voice was very gentle and it had a calming quality. Master Xuanzang. Naturally, Jun Haoyan returned the gesture with a smile. From the looks of it, Master Xuanzang did not seem to have any ill intentions. Xuanzang seemed to have just greeted Jun Haoyan, then returned to his seat. The monks of the Western Desert have always been very strange. You have to be careful. At that moment, Gu Yuehuang slowly came to Jun Haoyan's side and reminded him. Hearing that, Jun Haoyan nodded. During this period, he had also heard some secret news about the monks of the Western Desert. Legend had it that the monks of the Western Desert loved to save all living beings. It was said that a long time ago, a sect leader of a large sect had a conflict with the Western Desert's Shenkong Temple. Everyone thought it would be a big battle. But the final result made everyone's jaws drop. At the critical moment of the final battle, the sect leader actually shaved his head and became a monk. He claimed that he had sinned deeply and wanted to convert to Buddhism. Even a few of the Grand Supreme Elders went. Since then, the sect had suffered a disastrous decline and lost its former glory. At that time, it was also the first time the world had seen the methods of Buddhism. It was strange and powerful. That battle immediately made the sacred grounds and ancient dynasties wary of the monks of the Western Desert. That was also why Gu Yuehuang reminded him when she saw how close Master Xuanzang was to Jun Haoyan. However, Jun Haoyan was not very afraid of the monks of Buddhism. He could even completely master the Sutra of Past Amitabha, and he also had the Bodhi tree of 7 treasures, which the Buddhists called the Buddha tree. With those 2 treasures, it would be extremely difficult for the monks of the Western Desert to deal with him. In the following time, the powerhouses of the major factions appeared one after another. The entire square was soon filled with people. Countless people were waiting, looking forward to the start of the birthday banquet. If they performed well at the birthday banquet, they would be able to obtain great benefits. Those benefits were given by the #1 powerhouse of the Eastern Wilderness. Even the sacred lords and emperors could not compare. At this time, in front of the heavenly palace, the saintess of the Linglong sacred ground, Luo Qingxue, walked out. Beside her, the disciples of the Linglong sacred ground appeared. Every single one of them had peerless looks and was extremely beautiful. Luo Qingxue stood at the front and looked at everyone with a smile. I hereby announce that the birthday banquet of my master, the Linglong Sacred Leader, has officially begun. Welcome, Sacred Leader. At this moment, the world was silent. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. At the same time, an incomparably terrifying aura swept out. This aura was extremely powerful. It was as if it could suppress hell in the 9 heavens. When this aura appeared, all the disciples of the Linglong Sacred Ground bowed slightly, looking extremely respectful. Even the saintess of the Linglong Sacred Ground, Luo Qingxue, did the same. She stood aside and lowered her head slightly. At this moment, in the square, all the powerhouses of the major factions opened their eyes. Everyone had the same emotion in their eyes: shock, admiration, respect. At this moment, Jun Haoyan also raised his head and looked at the heavenly palace. He saw a peerless figure slowly appearing in the heavenly palace. There was a canopy there, with thousands of auspicious auras and thousands of rays of light hanging down. Under the canopy, a peerless figure sat on a crystal throne. And beneath the crystal throne was a 10,000-foot-long primordial celestial dragon. This was a celestial dragon. It was not an ordinary flood dragon, nor was it an ordinary dragon. It was a real celestial dragon. Only those who had cultivated to the 5th stage of the immortal realm could be called a celestial dragon. This celestial dragon's eyes were as big as water tanks, and its pupils were filled with an ancient color. The lines on its body were like an ink landscape painting, and its body moved freely. With a slight movement, it emitted a powerful dragon aura that could not be blasphemed. Immemorial celestial dragons were all very arrogant, especially this kind of immortal realm celestial dragon. Even if it died, it would not submit to anyone. But now, this celestial dragon was prostrating under the crystal throne. It was guarding the peerless figure on the throne with unparalleled loyalty. However, when Jun Haoyan raised his head again, he did not see anything. He only saw a blurry figure that was reflected on the throne. He could not see what it looked like. Even this figure was emitting an extremely abstruse and mysterious divine light. It was like a sun hanging in the sky, shining brightly. Even when he activated his divine soul, he could only see a halo in front of him. He was still far from seeing Linglong Saint's real body. It was as if a woman's figure was reflected in the endless depths of time and space. It was as if she was a peerless existence that was created by some kind of law. She looked close, but she seemed to be millions of miles away. She was so close, yet so far away. She was unapproachable. Linglong Saint was indeed peerless and powerful. Is this the Linglong Saint, the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness? Looking at the scene in the sky, even Jun Haoyan was a little absent-minded as he muttered to himself. He had once sensed the Holy Lord of Langya's and Tao Xian's aura at a close distance. However, compared to the Linglong Saint Lord, Tao Xian was undoubtedly a far cry. This aura was truly like the descent of an immortal. In the blink of an eye, he could overturn rivers and seas and make the sun and moon lose their light. Greetings, Saint Master Linglong. Greetings, Saint Master Linglong. I wish Saint Master Linglong the best in your life. Greetings, Saint Master Linglong. I wish Saint Master Linglong the best of luck. May you live for 10,000 years and become a supremacy. The moment Linglong Saint Lord appeared, countless people who came to wish her a happy birthday cheered. They spoke at the same time. Facing that peerless figure, they all bowed. Jun Haoyan swept his gaze across the crowd. Even some of the sempiternal realm powerhouses had to lower their arrogance at this moment. Facing the Linglong Saint, they only had admiration and respect. Yes. At this moment, the peerless figure on the throne softly said, yes. That voice seemed to have come from the ancient times. Countless people felt at peace. Some people were even intoxicated by it and gained enlightenment. That was the Linglong Saint Lord. She was so powerful that she was close to the real supremacy of heaven and earth. Every action and word of hers could make martial artists gain enlightenment. However, after Linglong's sacred master said this, she fell silent again. Then Linglong Saint Lord Luo Qingxue walked out slowly and said softly, "Everyone, you can bring out your gifts now." Of course, they had to bring gifts to wish her a happy birthday. Other than wanting to meet the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness, they also wanted to give some precious gifts to gain Linglong Saint Lord's favor. This was especially so for some itinerant martial artists. If their gifts could satisfy Linglong Saint Lord and gain Linglong's favor, then they would soar to the sky. There were a total of 3 parts to this birthday banquet. Of course, the first part was to present gifts. The second part was for the younger generation to challenge each other. The last part was Linglong Saint Lord's preaching. Almost everyone was paying attention to these 3 parts. As Luo Qingxue finished speaking, the first part of the birthday banquet officially began. At this moment, everyone was eager to take action. The first to present gifts were the itinerant martial artists. Daoist Qing Mu from the Southern Sea presents a pair of 10,000-year-old deer antlers. Daoist Long Qing from the Bohai Sea presents a blood jade pearl. Lin Huatian from Tianyuan Ancient City presents 1,000 pure yang limitless pills. Countless itinerant cultivators walked out at this moment and presented their congratulatory gifts. When they said the names of their gifts, they would shout loudly. It was as if they could attract Linglong Saint Lord's attention if they were loud enough. Then all the itinerant martial artists and sects presented their gifts one after another. Just the gift-giving process alone took an entire 2 hours. However, no matter what gifts they presented, the peerless figure sitting on the throne remained calm. She did not even lift a finger. Seeing this, the itinerant martial artists and sects were disappointed. However, this was within their expectations. Who was Linglong Saint Lord? She was the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness. What kind of treasures had she not seen before? How could someone like her be interested in some itinerant martial artist's items? Even if all the gifts were added up, Linglong Saint Lord would not have any reaction. Next, it was the turn of some sacred grounds and ancient dynasties to present their gifts. However, the gifts presented by the few people on the stage were still not enough to make Linglong Saint Lord move. Holy Son of Haotian, I'll go first. At this moment, Guyue Huang, who was beside Jun Haotian, spoke. Then she slowly walked to the center of the square. Jade Lake Sacred Grounds Jr., Guyue Huang, presents a basket of Jade Lake Immortal Peaches. As soon as Guyue Huang finished her words, Linglong Saint Master finally moved. 1 inch great. Then Linglong Saint Lord uttered a simple word. However, the word good caused everyone present to be astonished. Obviously, Linglong Saint Lord was very satisfied with Guyue Huang's gift. Some of the people who had presented their gifts shook their heads slightly. Jade Lake Immortal Peaches were said to have been planted by the Jade Lake Sacred Grounds founder, Jade Lake Queen Mother. It took 10,000 years to bloom, 10,000 years to ripen, and 10,000 years to pluck. It was extremely precious. Not many people's gifts could be compared to it. Jade Lake Sacred Ground is indeed generous. A blue immortal peach is nothing. Just when everyone was still in shock, a voice was heard. It was the Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire. Long Chenjue. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Then the Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Chenjue, walked out slowly. He actually looked down on Guyue Huang's immortal peaches. Oh, I wonder what kind of gift the Crown Prince will present. It's actually comparable to my basket of immortal peaches. At this moment, Guyue Huang's face suddenly turned cold. She regained her usual demeanor as the #1 holy lady of the Eastern Wilderness. Since I dare to say so, my gift will naturally be better than the immortal peaches. Long Chenjue smiled confidently. Then he slowly walked to Linglong Saint Lord. Long Chenjue first bowed to Linglong Saint Lord. Then he said, Azure Dragon Empire's Junior Long Chenjue presents a divine material, Azure Dragon Blood Veined Gold. Long Chenjue's words instantly caused an uproar. Even some of the Immortal Realm powerhouses' expressions changed drastically. Azure Dragon Blood Veined Gold. That was a divine material. Legend had it that it could be used to forge supreme weapons. Compared to the Immortal Peaches, Long Chenjue's Azure Dragon Blood Veined Gold was undoubtedly more precious. Back then, the Azure Dragon Sovereign, the founder of the Azure Dragon Empire, had added the Azure Dragon Blood Veined Gold to his sovereign weapon, the Azure Dragon Emperor Sword. Although Azure Dragon Blood Veined Gold was not an exclusive material for supreme weapons. However, many supreme weapons required this kind of divine material. Moreover, this was only one of the effects of Azure Dragon Emperor Blood Veined Gold. One could say that a piece of Azure Dragon Emperor Blood Veined Gold. It was worth tens of billions of primordial stones. It was the kind that was priceless. Moreover, only Azure Dragon Empire had this material. It was known as the Empire's treasure. At this moment, Long Chenjue had actually taken out this item. It was obvious that Azure Dragon Empire had put in a lot of effort. As expected, Linglong Saint Lord, who was sitting on the throne. After hearing about Long Chenjue's gift, he said softly, "Don't worry. Not bad." Although it was just 2 simple words, the meaning was extraordinary. This meant that Linglong Saint Master was very satisfied with the gift he had given her. "Thank you, Linglong Saint Lord." Hearing that, Long Chenjue was overjoyed. Then he returned to his seat. Seeing this, Guyue Huang frowned and returned to her seat unwillingly. At this moment, Long Tianjue's gaze suddenly landed on Jun Haotian. He said softly, "Holy son of Haotian, as the top genius of Eastern Wilderness, I wonder what kind of gift you will give this time?" Long Tianjue's sudden words were obvious. He was targeting Jun Haotian. If Jun Haotian's gift was not as good as Azure Dragon Empire's, Jun Haotian, the holy son of Haotian, would naturally lose face. Seeing that Long Tianjue was suddenly put in a difficult position, Jun Haotian's expression changed. Before he left, he had not opened the gift that Tao Xian had given him. He wondered how valuable it was. At this moment he was not sure. Everyone present saw the change in Jun Haotian's expression. Instantly there was a lot of discussion. Could it be that the holy son of Haotian did not bring a gift? Although he is the holy son of Langya's sacred ground, he has not been here for long. I'm afraid he did not bring anything good. Not necessarily. After all, Haotian's sacred ground is the sacred ground of the human race. Seeing this, Long Tianjue sneered in his heart. If the holy son of Haotian did not bring anything good, he would be ridiculed by countless people. In the next moment he gave Prince Fox a look. Then Prince Fox, who was sitting next to him, slowly stood up. Since the holy son of Haotian is not willing to bring out his gift, he probably thinks that his gift is more valuable. In that case I will embarrass myself first. For a moment, everyone's eyes were on him. Prince Fox was the son of the Nine-Tailed Demon King. The Nine-Tailed Demon King was a famous heaven master of the Demon Clan. He was also an important figure of the Green Hill Fox clan of the Celestial Demon Great World. His foundation was so deep that he might be much more powerful than a sacred ground. After all, the Green Hill Fox clan was a clan that had been passed down since the ancient times. His gift was definitely not simple. Of course, if it was an ordinary gift, he would not have waited until now to present it. At a birthday banquet, the later one presented a gift, the more confident they were in their gift. At this moment, only Prince Fox, Prince Jiao, and Jun Haotian had not presented their gifts yet. Junior Daling of the Green Hill Fox clan presents a strand of the Nine-Tailed Demon King's fox fur. As soon as Prince Fox said that, everyone fell silent. Everyone fell into a state of shock. Even the Jade Lake Saintess, Guyue Huang, looked at Prince Fox in shock. Countless people looked at the Fox Prince with disbelief in their eyes. At this moment, even Linglong's sacred lord could not maintain her composure on the throne. Very good. In the next moment, 2 words came out of her mouth softly. It was still 2 words. However, the meaning of those 2 words was too extraordinary. It was Linglong's sacred lord's approval. It meant that he was very satisfied with the gift. Jun Haotian frowned. The Nine-Tailed Demon King's fox fur. That was a peerless figure in the divine monster continent. He was the most powerful existence in the entire Green Hill Fox clan and had lived for almost 50,000 years. He was a true antique. He was a terrifying figure who had surpassed the immortal stage 5. His fox fur was a precious gift in the entire martial god continent. Countless people were shocked and speechless for a long time. Meanwhile, Prince Fox enjoyed the respectful gazes of everyone present. He was very proud. That was the foundation of the Green Hill Fox clan. Thinking of this, the Fox Prince shifted his gaze to Jun Haotian. I didn't expect the Holy Son of Great Heaven to be so calm. He must have something better than me, right? He spoke and once again pointed his finger at Jun Haotian. Countless people looked over at that moment. Jun Haotian was once again the center of attention. It was now the final segment of the ceremony to present the gift. However, the Holy Son of Great Heaven had yet to make a move. Could there really be a better gift than the Nine-Tailed Demon King's fox fur? Seeing this, the Fox Prince spoke again as he looked around the room. It seems that the Holy Son of Great Heaven does indeed have a very good gift. He looked at Jun Haotian with a smile on his face. Prince Jiao did not make a move, but everyone knew. The gift he gave was probably the most precious one. It would also be the last to be presented. At that moment, everyone looked at Jun Haotian. Did you really not prepare anything? Guyue Huang stood beside Jun Haotian and said. She looked at Jun Haotian with a speechless expression. To think that a holy son would come to the birthday banquet without bringing a gift. Was he not afraid of offending the most powerful person in the Eastern Wilderness? After hearing that, Jun Haotian felt very helpless. That was because he had not opened the box since Tao Xian gave it to him. Until now he did not know what was inside. Could it be more precious than Long Tianjue and Prince Fox's gift? Even Jun Haotian did not know. Thinking of that, he took a deep breath and opened a quaint box. In the next moment, Jun Haotian's eyes widened. He was shocked. Jun Haotian thought that Tao Xian would prepare something very precious for him. But he never thought that. It was actually this. Chapter 175. Even Jun Haoyin was shocked when he saw what was in the box. After all, the items inside were too shocking. He did not expect that Dao Yen was actually willing to part with such capital. If it were any other sacred ground, they would probably treat this item as their most precious treasure to protect their sacred ground. However, Tao Xian had given it away as a congratulatory gift. It had to be said that even Jun Haoyin, who possessed several Supreme Emperor techniques, was extremely tempted by the items in the wooden box. He took a deep breath. Jun Haoyin slowly calmed down his agitated emotions. At this moment, Jun Haoyin hid the shock in his heart. However, no one noticed it. Holy Son of Great Heaven, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and give your gift. As the top prodigy of Eastern Wilderness, your gift must be extraordinary. Seeing that Jun Haoyin did not move, the Fox Prince immediately spoke with a smile. Seeing that Jun Haoyin was a little embarrassed, the Fox Prince smiled. Every time he spoke, he seemed to be praising Jun Haoyin on the surface, but in reality he was always putting Jun Haoyin in front of everyone. If it were any other time, it would not be a big deal. Everyone was looking at him. It was very impressive. However, what was the occasion now? It was the Linglong Sacred Leader's 3000th birthday. Every single one of those present was a reputable figure. Moreover, there were people from the various sacred grounds watching. There was even the Linglong Sacred Leader sitting high on the throne, looking down. If anything happened to Jun Haoyin, or if anything happened to him, it would be embarrassing. It would be infinitely magnified. It might even be known throughout the entire martial god continent. It would greatly reduce the reputation of the Holy Son of Great Heaven. By then, Jun Haoyin would be in an extremely awkward position. Therefore, Jun Haoyin's gift. It was not only related to Jun Haoyin's reputation. It was also related to the reputation of the Langya sacred ground. Therefore, every time the Fox Prince opened his mouth, his intentions were sinister. Ha, Brother Daling, the Holy Son's gift is naturally better than ours. Otherwise, why would he wait until now to give it away? Hearing that, the Azure Dragon Empire's Crown Prince also spoke. Looking at the silent Jun Haoyin, he mocked, perhaps the Holy Son of Haoyin thinks that his gift can be the finale. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of treasure the Holy Son of Haoyin will give us. Looking at Jun Haoyin, a cold light flashed in Long Tianjua's eyes. He had already decided in his heart that even if he couldn't kill Jun Haoyin in the Linglong Holy Ground, he would make Jun Haoyin lose all face. No matter who it was, anyone who dared to touch the prestige of the Azure Dragon Empire would have the same thought. Upon hearing the Fox Prince's words, Jun Haoyin came back to his senses. Then he slowly closed the lid of the box. Looking at the box in his hand, he looked at Long Tianjue and the Fox Prince confidently. Of course, my gift will be better than yours. At that moment, Jun Haoyin was extremely confident. If nothing goes wrong, no one will be able to give a better gift than me today. After saying that, Jun Haoyin looked at the silent Prince Jiao. At that moment, only Prince Jiao and himself had yet to give a gift. It all depended on the two of them who would win the first round of the birthday banquet. At that moment he wanted to see what kind of gift Prince Jiao could give. Behind Jun Haoyin, Gu Yuehuang looked at Jun Haoyin curiously. She naturally saw the quaint box just now. However, she didn't know what was inside. But standing beside Jun Haoyin, she clearly saw the subtle changes on Jun Haoyin's face. Obviously, inside the quaint box. It was definitely a very good gift. However, the Fox Prince had given the nine-tailed demon master's fur. Could it really compare? As for the Prince Jiao, Jun Haoyin was staring at him. He didn't even blink when he heard Jun Haoyin's words. He still stood there with his eyes closed. He didn't even move to give a gift. Obviously, Prince Jiao was absolutely confident that his gift would be the best. As for Jun Haoyin's gaze, Prince Jiao completely ignored it. The current Jun Haoyin was just trash that did not live up to his name in his eyes. He didn't even deserve to talk to him. This was Prince Jiao's confidence and pride. With his bloodline and talent, he was quite famous even in the 3,000 small worlds. There was no need for him to pay attention to the holy son of a sacred land. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin slightly narrowed his eyes. A cold glint flashed in his eyes. What an arrogant fellow. The nine-headed serpent clan had the bloodline of the nine-headed serpent, an ancient divine beast. It was indeed a powerful clan in the 3,000 small worlds. But so what? The only way to deal with such a person was to destroy his pride. Ruthlessly trampling on his so-called pride. Since everyone is so kind, I won't stand on ceremony. Then Jun Haoyin smiled. He slowly got up and walked toward Linglong's sacred master. He looked at the peerless figure on the void throne. No matter what had just happened, that Linglong Saint Master didn't say a word from the beginning. She was unfathomable. But Jun Haoyin was very confident. This congratulatory gift of his, Linglong's sacred master, would definitely be shocked. Then he bowed slightly, holding the quaint box in his hand, and said loudly, "Junior Jun Haoyin of the Langius Sacred Land presents a gift." His voice was loud and clear. Everyone heard it loud and clear. But everyone frowned. Because Jun Haoyin said he would present a gift. But he didn't say what his gift was. That made everyone feel strange. Even Luo Qingxue frowned. What was this guy up to? When we present our gifts, we only say the name of the gift. Holy son of Haoyin, you don't even want to say what your gift is. Could it be that you feel that your gift is too simple and you're afraid that you'll embarrass the Langius Sacred Land? The crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjue, stood up slowly and said meaningfully. That sentence was another attack on Jun Haoyin. Could it be that Holy Son of Haoyin thinks that his gift is too precious and we don't have the right to know? At that moment, the Fox Prince also spoke slowly and viciously. At that moment, countless people looked at Jun Haoyin. That's right. Everyone had said it. Was he the only special one? Or was it just like what the Fox Prince said? They didn't have the right to know Jun Haoyin's gift. If that was really the case, some forces that had a good impression of the Langius Sacred Land and the Holy Son of Haoyin would have a grudge against him. After all, doing so would offend too many people. Even Gu Yuehuang looked at Jun Haoyin worriedly. She didn't understand what he was doing. However, Jun Haoyin, who was standing in the center of everyone, chuckled softly. He didn't care about the Fox Prince's words. He didn't care at all. He only looked at the figure on the void throne. The item in the ancient box is too shocking. Please open it yourself, Linglong's sacred lord. Too shocking? How was that possible? No matter how rich a sacred land was. Linglong's sacred lord, as the most powerful person in the eastern wilderness, had seen everything. Everyone present thought that Jun Haoyin was deliberately mystifying things. At that moment, the peerless figure on the void throne didn't say anything. She just moved her fingers and the ancient box appeared in front of her. Then it opened. Boom. In an instant, the entire heaven and earth shook. The figure on the void throne opened her eyes and opened her red lips. The Lord of Langia's Martial Path Original Manuscript. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation, The Lord of Langia's Martial Path Original Manuscript. Linglong's Sacred Lord said. There was a hint of astonishment in her tone. She was so astonished that she didn't even control her aura. In the next moment, a vast, terrifying and destructive aura shrouded the entire square. Countless people were affected by this aura. They were shivering and trembling all over. The aura of a sacred lord was indeed horrifying. However, at that moment, the astonishment in everyone's hearts was more because of what Linglong's sacred lord said. The Lord of Langia's Martial Path Original Manuscript. Linglong's sacred lord's words spread out. Immediately, everyone present was shocked. Even Long Tianjue and the Fox Prince widened their eyes in disbelief. In the next moment, everyone's eyes were focused on Jun Haoyin. They were filled with astonishment. No matter what, they would never have thought that Jun Haoyin's gift, it was actually such an item. Even Prince Jiao stared at Jun Haoyin, his eyes filled with unwillingness. At the same time, his heart was filled with astonishment and disbelief. As for the others present, they were even more shocked. The Langius Sacred Ground is so generous that they even gave the Lord of Langia's Martial Path Original Manuscript to someone else? Is the Langius Sacred Ground crazy? That's the Martial Path Original Manuscript left behind by a supreme being. This is not a rubbing or a copy. This is the original manuscript. At that moment they finally understood what Jun Haoyin had said. This congratulatory gift was too shocking. Every supreme being would record their comprehension of the martial way when they were cultivating. It was for future generations to cultivate. One had to know, this was something written by a supreme being himself. It contained the supreme being's aura and intent realm. Although for ordinary cultivators, the original manuscript of a supreme being was precious. In fact, it was not very useful to them. How high was the intent realm of a supreme being? Not many people could directly comprehend it. However, to experts like Linglong Saint Master, it was extremely precious. For someone like Linglong Saint Master, it was undoubtedly extremely difficult to break through to the next realm. But if one had the original manuscript of a supreme being, that would be equivalent to having a supreme being guiding you. Such a good fortune. Even an immortal realm expert would be overjoyed. Everyone looked at Jun Haoyin, they were extremely shocked. The congratulatory gift that he had sent out was truly incomparable. Although there were original manuscripts of supreme beings in the sacred ground, However, those were all things that had been left behind as the inheritances of the sovereign. They could be used to stabilize the sacred ground's luck. They would never give it away. Yet, the Langya sacred ground had done so. Without a doubt, Jun Haoyin's gift. It was even more precious than all the congratulatory gifts that everyone present had put together. At this moment, Long Tianjue and Fox Prince had also recovered from their shock. They looked at Jun Haoyin with a bone-piercing cold gaze. As soon as Jun Haoyin's gift was out, it immediately surpassed all of their gifts. Whether it was the green dragon blood pattern gold or the nine-tailed demon venerable's fox fur, in front of the martial path insights left behind by a supreme being, all of them became worthless. They could even be considered trash. Thinking of how they were still mocking Jun Haoyin earlier, now that they thought about it, Jun Haoyin was undoubtedly toying with them. Thinking of this, Long Tianjue and Fox Prince wished they could kill Jun Haoyin immediately. Sensing their gazes, Jun Haoyin immediately turned his gaze and looked at Long Tianjue and Fox Prince. I wonder what the two of you think of this birthday gift? Irony. Absolutely irony. After hearing Jun Haoyin's words, the murderous intent in Long Tianjue and Fox Prince's eyes became even more serious. No matter what, this enmity was formed. Holy son of Haoyin, right? You are very good. I'm very satisfied with this gift. At this moment, a voice came from the void throne. It was like a dream and countless people were enchanted by it. It was Linglong's sacred leader who walked out. After receiving everyone's congratulatory gifts, this was the most he had said. Her words could not hide her admiration for Jun Haoyin. Everyone smiled bitterly. This was the original manuscript of the martial path of the honorable martial artist. Not to mention someone like Linglong's sacred leader. Even the legendary supreme being would be surprised, right? As long as you like it, sacred leader. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin bowed slightly. He was neither servile nor overbearing, neither arrogant nor rash. He also did not expect that Tao Xian would give this gift. He also knew that Tao Xian was doing his best to help him. If he wanted to find out more about his sister, Jun Moyo, he would have to ask Linglong's sacred leader for help. This precious gift could help Jun Haoyin build a good relationship with the strongest person in Eastern Wilderness. Of course, there was another point. Tao Xian was trying to be friendly with Linglong's sacred leader. Although there was no enmity between the two sacred grounds, their relationship was very normal. Now, Jun Haoyin was giving away the martial path insights of a supreme being. In the future, if the Langya sacred ground had any difficulties and needed Linglong's sacred leader's help, Linglong's sacred leader would definitely help. This was the plan of the Holy Lord of Langya, Tao Xian. Not only was he powerful, but his methods were also unusual. He was a true hero. Thinking of this, Jun Haoyin got rid of all distracting thoughts. Then Jun Haoyin walked directly to his seat without saying anything else. At this time, except for Prince Jiao, everyone present had given away their gifts. Only Prince Jiao's gift was left. Therefore, after Jun Haoyin returned to his seat, everyone looked at Prince Jiao. However, this legendary top genius of the demon clan, the powerful and terrifying Prince Jiao, did not get up. He looked at Jun Haoyin in the distance and felt a little indignant. He had indeed prepared a big gift for Linglong's sacred leader. However, in terms of preciousness, it was far less valuable than the martial Dao insights that Jun Haoyin had given him. Therefore, if he gave away his gift now, he would definitely lose face. However, this was Linglong's sacred leader's birthday banquet. He had to move. Then Prince Jiao walked out and said, Southern Border Demon Clan's Junior Ao Feng presents the four-headed divine dragon's blood essence. The four-headed divine dragon. He was also a big shot in the Sky Demon continent. His bloodline had evolved several times and reached the four-headed realm. He was extremely powerful and was also a peerless existence that surpassed the immortal realm. His blood essence was powerful and precious enough. If it was under normal circumstances, it would definitely shock the world. But now, very good. Sure enough, Linglong's sacred leader nodded softly. There was no other reaction. Countless people shook their heads. The pearl was in front of them. The blood essence of the Emperor Realm four-headed divine flood dragon was also useless. Chapter 176. At this point, even Prince Jiao could do nothing about it. The nine-headed godly dragon clan had a long history and had been a powerful clan since ancient times. However, if they wanted to present something that was comparable to the original manuscript of the sovereign's martial path, it would not be easy. Moreover, Prince Jiao did not expect the Langya sacred ground to be so generous. They were even willing to give up something that was left behind by a sovereign. This was indeed beyond his expectations. After Prince Jiao presented the congratulatory gift in his hand, the first stage of the birthday banquet was officially over. At this moment, Luo Qingxue, who was beside Linglong's sacred master, turned around. Her beautiful eyes swept across everyone present as she spoke softly. "Rise." As soon as she finished speaking, the void vibrated, and a dazzling ray of light shot out. A powerful aura suddenly spread across heaven and earth. Then, a huge beam of light that seemed to be solid fell from the sky. Buzz. A moment later, the huge beam of light that stood between heaven and earth disappeared. An ancient-looking arena that was filled with all kinds of intense battle intent appeared before everyone's eyes. This arena was very wide. It floated in the void, and a mysterious aura shrouded it. Just the aura it emitted caused the hearts of several Yuandan stage practitioners to palpitate. At this moment, everyone stared at the arena that suddenly appeared, and they were shocked. They could feel that if the aura of this arena was fully released, it would be enough to kill an ordinary Yuandan realm expert. This is the deity battle arena. I brought it out from the battlefield of the gods. Today is my 3000th birthday, and I don't have any good programs for everyone to enjoy. So, I set up this arena for all the powerful young talents of the martial god continent to compete. At this moment, Linglong's sacred master sat on the throne in the void and spoke softly. Her voice was not loud, but it seemed to be able to see through everyone's mind. What shocked everyone even more was the arena that she mentioned. The few sempiternal realm powerhouses exclaimed in shock when they heard the words. The deity battle arena, the battlefield of the gods. It's one of the forbidden places in the 3000 worlds. Rumor has it that the battlefield of the gods is filled with terrifying purple divine lightning. Even the creator realm experts would be killed if they enter. But now, Linglong's sacred master brought out a deity battle arena from the battlefield of the gods. We can only look up to such strength. She is indeed the most powerful expert in the eastern wilderness. Several immortal realm experts looked at the deity battle arena in the void and exclaimed in shock. They knew how horrifying the battlefield of the gods was. Even immortal realm experts did not dare to enter it. However, not only had the number one expert of the eastern wilderness entered the divine battle platform, but he had also brought it out safely. It had to be said that this was too unimaginable. The final winner of this martial arts competition will be able to have a private talk with me. Just as everyone was still in shock, Linglong Saint spoke again. Sacred Master Linglong to the deity battle arena was. Deity to deity battle realm? This was a great opportunity. Ever since Sacred Master Linglong established the Linglong Sacred Ground, she had never truly fought. Until now, no one knew her true strength. But the Kunlun Sacred Ground, the leader of the 7 sacred grounds, still recognized her as the most powerful expert in the eastern wilderness. Sacred Master Linglong's strength was still unrivaled in the eastern wilderness. Even the Kunlun Sacred Ground feared her strength. To be able to converse with such an existence and seek enlightenment and cultivation was the dream of all martial artists. Even top geniuses like Prince Jiao and the Fox Prince were no exception. Countless young geniuses were extremely excited when they heard this. They were ready to fight. Boom. At this moment, a loud explosion rang out. Long Tianjue, the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, was the first to walk out. Step by step he caused the clouds to shake. With every step he took, Long Tianjue's aura grew stronger and stronger. When he walked onto the arena, his aura had already reached its peak. He was at the peak of the 10th level of the Imperial Dao realm. It was even to the extent that a trace of his nascent soul avatar's aura spread out. The expressions of countless young geniuses changed drastically when they sensed this. Long Tianjue's aura made them lose the courage to enter the arena. Long Tianjue's strength was too terrifying. Even in the Central Plains he could be considered one of the best. According to the rules, experts like Long Tianjue would definitely be the last to enter the arena. But they didn't expect him to be the first to walk out. Long Tianjue's appearance caused 99% of the young geniuses to lose their confidence. They didn't dare to enter the arena. Who dares to fight me in the arena? Long Tianjue's aura soared as he looked at everyone and shouted. His voice was extremely loud, vast and deafening. He displayed the demeanor of a peerless genius. Countless young geniuses lowered their heads and didn't say anything. As for the older generation, they sat cross-legged in the air. This was a stage for the young geniuses, so they naturally wouldn't choose to fight. Aren't you going to try? Jun Haoyin looked at Gu Yuehuang with a curious look on his face. The other sacred grounds had sent people. But they weren't the holy son or holy daughter. They were all core disciples. Of course, they didn't have the strength to fight Long Tianjue. It's all because of you. You killed the 4 holy sun. Otherwise the eastern wilderness wouldn't have no one to fight. Gu Yuehuang looked at Jun Haoyin and rolled her eyes. Her words made Jun Haoyin feel a little awkward. He smiled bitterly and touched his nose. Indeed, if the Alcade Holy Sun and the others hadn't died, they would still have fought. Unfortunately, as for me, I'm not very interested in the inheritance of the Linglong sacred ground. Our sacred leader once said that the Linglong sacred leader's Tao is completely different from the Jade Lake sacred ground. Gu Yuehuang spoke again. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin nodded. Everyone knew that the Linglong sacred leader was domineering and had terrifying means. Otherwise, why would she tame a heavenly dragon as her pet? This attitude was indeed different from the Jade Lake sacred ground, which had always been gentle. There was a reason why Gu Yuehuang didn't fight. Holy Son of Haoyin, you're known as the top genius of the eastern wilderness. You're as famous as the Holy Son of Kunlun. And now you've even sent me the original manuscript of a paragon. I admire you. But I've never seen your true strength. Today, do you dare to fight me in front of everyone? At this moment, Long Tianjue, who was standing in the arena, changed the topic. He directly named Jun Haoyin and challenged him to a duel. Furthermore, his aura that was filled with battle intent was completely revealed. Especially Long Tianjue's words. Do you dare to fight me in front of everyone? What is this? Obviously, he didn't believe in Jun Haoyin's strength. Jun Haoyin's limelight had overshadowed everyone in the segment of presenting the congratulatory gift. Long Tianjue's words were a provocation. Everyone looked at Jun Haoyin wanting to see what he would choose. Moreover, all the big shots from the martial god continent were present. They all wanted to see Jun Haoyin's strength. The Holy Son of Haoyin. Would he accept the challenge? Or would he be afraid? Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Under Long Tianjue's urging, everyone looked at Jun Haoyin. He was the real center of attention. The Holy Son of Haoyin had recently become very famous in the eastern wilderness. However, many of the people present had never seen the Holy Son of Haoyin fight with their own eyes. Especially the martial artists from the southern region and the central region. At this moment, these martial artists from outside the eastern wilderness naturally wanted to see the strength of the Holy Son of Haoyin with their own eyes. No matter where one was, the brilliance of an expert was always eye-catching. The Holy Son of Haoyin was now the only Holy Son of the Holy Son of Langya. The Holy Lord of Langya had publicly announced that the Holy Son of Haoyin would be the future Holy Lord of Langya. If the Holy Son of Haoyin did not die, he would definitely be one of the top figures in the martial god continent in the future. Such a person's every word and action would naturally attract everyone's attention. Now the Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjue, had challenged the Holy Son of Haoyin. This shocking battle naturally caused everyone present to look forward to the final result. At this moment, they were also waiting for Jun Haoyin's final decision. Under everyone's gazes, Jun Haoyin slowly stood up. In an instant, countless pairs of eyes gathered on him. In the face of Long Tianjue's arrogant provocation, Jun Haoyin naturally would not reject. Moreover, he had to get the chance to talk to the Linglong Holy Master alone. This battle on the arena. The final winner could only be him. At this thought, Jun Haoyin slowly looked at Long Tianjue, who was on the divine battle platform, and a trace of cold light flashed in his eyes. This guy had provoked him time and time again, and he had long angered Jun Haoyin. Immediately, Jun Haoyin stared at Long Tianjue and said slowly, I, the Holy Son, can deal with you with one hand. He looked at Long Tianjue as if he was looking at an ant that he could easily crush to death. One hand was enough. Jun Haoyin's words shocked everyone present. Who was Long Tianjue? He was the Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, one of the 4 ancient empires of Middle-earth. If there were no accidents, he would definitely inherit the throne of the Azure Dragon Human Emperor in the future. He would also be one of the top figures in the martial god continent in the future. He could control the life and death of billions of people in his hands. But now, the Holy Son of Haoyin actually declared that he could defeat him with one hand? In many people's eyes, the Holy Son of Haoyin was no longer domineering. He was arrogant. He was condescending. His words immediately shocked everyone. He defeated Long Tianjue with one hand. The Holy Son of Haoyin is indeed as powerful as the rumors say. I'm afraid he's not just powerful. He's arrogant and condescending. That's right. The Crown Prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjue, is at the peak of the Imperial Tao realm. He's only one step away from the Transcendence realm. How could the Holy Son of Haoyin defeat him with one hand? Outside the divine battle platform, Countless people looked at Jun Haoyan in disgust. Jun Haoyan's words were too arrogant. Hearing that, Long Tianjua's eyes were filled with murderous intent. Even an ordinary person would not be able to accept such an insult. Not to mention the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjua. Defeat me with one hand? Ha ha, how arrogant. Coldly staring at Jun Haoyan, Long Tianjua said, just because of what you said, I will definitely teach you a lesson that you will never forget for the rest of your life. As soon as he finished speaking, a dragon roar resounded from Long Tianjua's body. In the next moment, an azure dragon phantom appeared on his body with an unparalleled aura. Jun Haoyan, on the other hand, didn't say anything and took a step forward. In the next moment he was standing on the platform. With his hands behind his back he looked calm. His posture attracted the attention of some female disciples of the Ling Long Holy Land. The posture of a heaven's pride. Nothing could be more impressive than that. Seeing that, Long Tianjua snorted coldly. In the next moment, a jade seal with azure dragon patterns appeared in his hand. It's the Azure Dragon Seal, one of the strongest top-grade artifacts in the Central Plains. It's said that the Azure Dragon Seal is made of various top-grade materials and has the power to suppress mountains and rivers. I didn't expect Long Tianjua to use all his trump cards. I wonder how the Holy Son of Haoyan will deal with it. After seeing the jade seal in Long Tianjua's hand, everyone was shocked. The Azure Dragon Seal was one of the strongest artifacts in the Central Plains. If it was refined by an Emperor Realm Master, it could reach the level of an immortal artifact. At that moment, Long Tianjua's powerful aura surged and stirred the sky. His vast true qi surged out like a heavenly dragon descending to the world. The Azure Dragon Kingdom suppressing jade seal expanded to tens of thousands of feet in size and pressed down on Jun Haoyan. A terrifying world-suppressing pressure swept across the area. Under this pressure, Feng Xiaoyao and the others felt their souls tremble and their hair stand on end. The battle before them was a real battle between two heavenly talents. Facing Long Tianjua's terrifying attack, Jun Haoyan's expression did not change. In the next moment he took a step forward and a surge of power surged out of his body. Instantly the entire divine battle platform trembled. Fortunately, this platform was much more powerful than Langya Holy Land's innate death platform. Therefore, no matter how the two of them attacked, they could not damage the platform at all. In this way Jun Haoyan could go all out. Without any hesitation he condensed a vast amount of true qi in his hand. Golden blood qi filled the sky and bloomed with dazzling golden light. 700,000 giant elephant seeds roared in unison and unleashed an earth-shattering power. The blood sea appeared, and the 12 demon gods appeared and rushed into Jun Haoyan's body. Break. In the next moment, Jun Haoyan condensed a huge fist and punched the huge imperial jade seal. Seeing this scene, everyone was extremely shocked. The Holy Son of Haoyan actually resisted the power of a supreme-grade Dharma artifact with his physical body. As expected of a sacred body. Boom. At that moment, a monstrous aura surged. As if an ancient demon god had descended, Jun Haoyan's punch could shatter thousands of miles of mountains and rivers. Boom. Boom. Another boom sounded and a terrifying aura swept out, sending chills down everyone's spines. The Azure Dragon Seal, which was controlled by Long Tianjua, was trembling slightly. How is this possible? The Imperial Jade Seal in his hand was trembling? He was shocked. Suppress. Long Tianjua roared, and all kinds of powerful divine abilities and secret techniques gathered on the Imperial Jade Seal. He wanted to suppress Jun Haoyan. But in the next moment, Jun Haoyan threw another powerful punch. It was still the same hand and he didn't even move his body. Break. He said softly and his power surged. Endless true essence seemed to shake the world. Some of the immortal realm cultivators were shocked. Boom. Boom. Long Tianjua was pushed back by this punch. The Imperial Jade Seal in his hand trembled again. But this was not the end. Jun Haoyan threw two more punches. Boom. Every punch was shocking as if it could shatter stars. Long Tianjua was powerful. But Jun Haoyan was also standing at the peak of the 10th level of the Imperial Path. His true essence was dozens of times more powerful than his. His punches were hitting Long Tianjua's internal organs. Finally he couldn't take it anymore. He spat out blood and crashed into the arena. 4 obvious fist marks appeared on the Imperial Jade Seal in Long Tianjua's hand. Even a supreme-grade Dharma artifact was about to be shattered? He was shocked. But at that moment, a power that made his hair stand on end condensed once again. The Holy Son of Haoyan. He was about to throw the 5th punch. Chapter 177. At that moment the entire void fell into silence. Everyone's eyes were on Jun Haotian. At that moment he displayed an unparalleled stance. On the arena, Long Qianjue's body was covered in blood. The azure dragon seal in his hand was shrinking and had lost its previous power. On the other hand, Jun Haotian stood on the divine battle platform with a giant fist imprint in his hand. The domineering aura that he displayed was shocking. That vast power was like the descent of an unparalleled deity. Boom. In the next moment, Jun Haotian no longer held back and punched out again. A buzzing sound of something tearing could be heard in the void and reverberated in everyone's mind. An unstoppable power surged out at this moment, causing the void to rumble. Seeing Jun Haotian use another killer move, Long Qianjue, who was already severely injured, was shocked. He was very sure that if this punch landed on him, he would definitely die. Without any hesitation, he forcefully circulated the remaining power in his body. Determination flashed in his eyes. In the next moment he spat a mouthful of blood on the azure dragon seal. The seal, which had lost its power, enlarged again. However, at that moment, Jun Haotian's horrifying fist imprint came crashing down. Rumble. At that moment, it was as if divine lightning flashed from the 9 heavens. A thunderous explosion could be heard in the void. In the next moment, Long Qianjue's body was pushed back and he crashed into the array light screen on the divine battle platform. At that moment his face was extremely ugly. He felt that all the bones in his body had been shattered. Cracks actually appeared on his powerful physical body. It was like a piece of porcelain that would shatter at the slightest touch. As for the azure dragon seal in his hand, it had become dim and had lost its divine nature. If it could not be repaired in time, this supreme-grade dermic artifact would probably be destroyed. Jun Haotian's fist was incomparably domineering. Outside the divine battle platform, everyone was trembling with fear when they saw this scene. The holy son of Haotian was simply too powerful. However, Jun Haotian was standing on the divine battle platform, frowning as he looked at Long Qianjue. "I didn't think that I would need 5 punches to deal with a piece of trash like you." Jun Haotian's words caused an uproar once again. The holy son of clear heaven actually isn't satisfied with suppressing a peerless genius of the middle planes with 5 punches and the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire? Isn't this holy son of Haotian a little too arrogant? At this moment, everyone was speechless as they looked at Jun Haotian. Long Qianjue's strength was something they could only look up to. However, the holy son of Haotian suppressed him with just 5 punches. This was truly heaven-defying. On the divine battle platform, Long Qianjue, who was still somewhat awake, heard Jun Haotian's words. His face immediately turned green and in the end he spat out a mouthful of blood. A great sense of humiliation lingered in his heart, causing him to pass out. He had never suffered such humiliation in his entire life. Men helped the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire down to rest. After the saintess, Luo Qingxue, consulted the Linglong Sacred Master, she arranged for men to help Long Qianjue down. After all, Long Qianjue was the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire. If he died here, the Linglong Sacred Master would not be able to explain it. Holy son of Haotian, how impressive. After Long Qianjue was helped down, a gentle voice was heard. In the next moment, everyone turned to look at the source of the voice. They saw that the Fox Prince, who was dressed in purple, had stood up and was walking towards the divine battle platform. At the same time, the scholarly aura on the Fox Prince had completely disappeared. What replaced it was an extremely powerful and terrifying demonic aura. He only took a few steps, but it was as if a peerless demon was slowly walking out. Standing in the air, the Fox Prince looked down at Jun Haotian calmly. "Holy son of Haotian, you have already won, but you still dare to insult Brother Long like this. Don't you think you have gone too far? There are countless geniuses in the 3,000 worlds. Although you are quite powerful, you are nothing compared to the 3,000 worlds." The Fox Prince's voice was loud and clear, echoing throughout the entire space. Every time he said a sentence, several rays of light would converge. Finally, when he walked onto the platform, there were thousands of rays of light around his body, dazzling and boundless. Just like that, the Fox Prince stood in front of Jun Haotian. "I hope you remember that from today onwards Daling will be your nightmare." As soon as the Fox Prince finished speaking, a towering demonic aura spread throughout the divine battle platform. Then, a large amount of silver fur appeared on the Fox Prince's body. Soon, the Fox Prince's entire body was covered in silver fur, forming a silver coat. At the same time, the Fox Prince's aura was completely unleashed. Behind him, the shadow of a 9-tailed celestial fox appeared. The The Fox Prince has already reached the half-step primordial spirit Dharma Laksana realm. The nine-tailed fox clan has a powerful bloodline to begin with. As a member of the demon clan, their Dharma true essence and physical strength far surpass that of humans. I'm afraid that even the Holy Son of Great Heaven won't have an advantage over the Fox Prince. Everyone was shocked when they sensed the Fox Prince's aura. The peak of the 10th level Imperial Path was already the strongest level of the Wuxian continent's geniuses. As for the primordial spirit Dharma Laksana realm, they were all from the older generation. If there was anyone in the younger generation who could reach such a level, they were strong enough to compete for the title of the top genius of the Wuxian continent. The Fox Prince's half-step Dharma Laksana realm was enough to shock everyone. Of course, the battle between him and the Holy Son of Great Heaven would be the center of attention. It's just a challenge. Why do you have so much nonsense to say? At that moment, Jun Haoyin stared at the Fox Prince and said calmly, "The challenge was a challenge. What was the point of talking so much? All right, then I'll do as you wish." The Fox Prince's expression did not change when he heard Jun Haoyin's words, but his tone was extremely cold. At that moment, a bone-piercing killing intent erupted from the Fox Prince's body. "I'll let you see the consequences of being too arrogant," the Fox Prince said coldly. He was very confident. In the next moment, as soon as the Fox Prince finished speaking, he attacked without hesitation. In an instant, his entire body turned into a stream of light. Countless people only saw a shadow flash by. They couldn't see the Fox Prince's figure at all. That speed. It was unbelievably fast. Boom. In the next moment, the Fox Prince threw a punch at Jun Haoyin. Seeing that, Jun Haoyin frowned slightly. That speed was indeed beyond his expectations. However, back off. The corner of Jun Haoyin's mouth curled into a sneer as he quickly threw out a punch. Boom. The confrontation between the two sides was terrifying. Under the power of the punch, the entire void shook. The Fox Prince retreated directly and frowned at Jun Haoyin in front of him. The Holy Son of Great Heaven's physical body surprised him. Of course, that was all. If that's all you've got, then you'll definitely lose this battle. The Fox Prince's aura skyrocketed as he spoke. He vaguely touched the level of the primordial spirit Dharma form. For a moment, the wind and clouds stirred. Jun Haoyin sneered. "You talk too much nonsense." In the next moment, the real battle began. Chapter 178. At that moment, the Fox Prince was truly displaying the demeanor of a peerless powerhouse. That domineering and overbearing stance intimidated everyone present. The Fox Prince stood in the air as waves of primal chi spread out from him. In addition, the silver robe on the Fox Prince's body began to shine with a dazzling light. "I'm wearing the heavenly fox armor. No one below the Transcendence realm can break through my defense." In the next moment, the Fox Prince attacked Jun Haoyin again. Streaks of silver light gathered in his hands and swept toward the entire divine battle platform. Every streak of silver light was like a sharp sword that emitted a shocking chill. A moment later, Jun Haoyin's body was enveloped by the silver light. Jun Haoyin's eyes shone with a golden light. He realized that the silver light was actually strands of silver fox fur. Clang, clang. Suddenly, the silver fox fur in the void let out a series of roars. Streaks of shockingly sharp light were emitted from the silver fox fur like thousands of sword lights. Fleeting fox shadow technique. At the same time, the Fox Prince shouted in the void. Then, an extremely violent force erupted from his body. All of the true origin wrapped around each strand of silver fox fur and shot out instantly. At that moment, Jun Haoyin was standing on the divine battle platform. Facing the killer move that was sweeping toward him, his expression did not change at all. In the next moment, a shocking aura was released from his body. Jun Haoyin's pores were inhaling and exhaling a huge amount of essence chi that shone brightly. Around him, the silver fox fur turned into thousands of sword lights and swept toward him. The killing intent was so sharp that it seemed like it was going to tear Jun Haoyin into thousands of pieces. Then, without any hesitation, Jun Haoyin threw a punch around him. Boom. Vast amounts of true origin surged out and all of the silver light around him shook. Even so, it was still unable to resist the power of the sword lights. The Fox Prince's technique was not that easy to break. "Is that all you've got?" At that moment, the Fox Prince stood in the void with intense light shooting out from his body. At that moment, he was like a god. Everyone who saw this scene was incomparably shocked. As expected of the Fox Prince, his strength is simply shocking. The Fox Prince has the pure bloodline of the nine-tailed celestial fox and is extremely talented. In the future he will definitely become an ancient giant. Although the holy son of Hao Yin is powerful, the outcome of his battle with the Fox Prince is still uncertain. Someone said. There was no doubt that the Fox Prince was stronger than the holy son of Hao Tian. Compared to the Azure Dragon Empire's crown prince Long Tianjue, he was much stronger. A half-step to the Dharma stage, coupled with the nine-tailed celestial fox bloodline, shocked everyone present. He was such a proud son of heaven. In the future he would definitely become the pillar that supported the entire martial god continent. Even though the holy son of Hao Yin was unparalleled in strength, he was still no match for the Fox Prince. Just when everyone thought that Jun Hao Yin would definitely lose this battle, Jun Hao Yin suddenly moved. At this moment, everyone realized a problem. This was the first time Jun Hao Yin had moved his body since he stepped onto the deity battle platform. With a thought, the flowers bloom and the sovereign descends. At this moment, Jun Hao Yin muttered in a voice that only he could hear. Buzz. In an instant the entire world fell silent again. The Fox Prince was shocked to find that all the silver fox fur that he had shot out had been blocked. At the same time, everyone looked up into the sky. Flower petals began to fall one after another. These flower petals were even more dazzling than the feathers. It was as if they did not belong to this world. Just like that, while everyone was admiring the scene of these flower petals, all the flower petals began to bloom. Buzz buzz buzz. Then one by one Jun Hao Yin's silhouettes walked out looking calm. In the next moment, countless silhouettes of Jun Hao Yin attacked the thousands of silver fox fur. Boom boom boom. At this moment, all the flowers bloomed with unparalleled power. The silver fox fur that was enveloped by the flower petals exploded one by one. An extremely powerful force suddenly swept across the deity battle platform. The Fox Prince's silhouette was forced to retreat under this force. He stared at Jun Hao Yin with a horrified expression. He was even more shocked. Although the fleeting fox's shadow technique just now wasn't his strongest technique, it was still extremely powerful. However, the power it contained was something that even an ordinary Transcendence Realm expert could not resist. But just now, in the process of fighting with Jun Hao Yin, he actually lost. While the Fox Prince was still in a daze, he suddenly realized that Jun Hao Yin had disappeared from his sight for some reason. Why did he suddenly disappear? The Fox Prince glanced at the deity battle platform and only saw an afterimage flash by. He could not catch a trace of Jun Hao Yin. Seeing this, the Fox Prince could not help but be shocked. The holy son of Hao Yin was actually faster than him. How is that possible? How can a mere human be faster than me? In the Fox Prince's eyes, only the number one prodigy of the monster race, Prince Jiao, could catch up to him. Jun Hao Yin was just a human and could not do that at all. However, in the next moment he was completely dumbfounded. Jun Hao Yin suddenly appeared in front of him and threw a punch without any warning. Boom! A powerful force surged out. The Fox Prince did not have time to react and could only defend himself. It was this punch that caused him to retreat hundreds of meters. Even the heavenly fox battle armor on his body had a crack. Jun Hao Yin's punch just now directly broke through his defense. This is impossible. Just as the Fox Prince was in disbelief, Jun Hao Yin appeared again. You've gone too far. Why would I be afraid of a human when it comes to physical strength? The Fox Prince was furious when he saw Jun Hao Yin attacking again. He also threw a punch at Jun Hao Yin. Boom! In the next moment, the two extremely violent fists collided. It was as if a lightning tribulation had descended in the entire void, and a series of thunderous explosions immediately sounded. Then, the Fox Prince was shocked to find that the heavenly fox battle armor on his body had shattered. It had shattered. How could the holy son of Hao Yin, a human, have a body stronger than him, a member of the Yao Yao tribe? At this moment, the Fox Prince was so shocked that he could not control himself. However, the Fox Prince's shock had only just begun. Jun Hao Yin attacked again, and powerful essence continuously spewed out of the 5 million pores on his body. That was the indestructible divine constitution. It was one of the supreme emperor techniques that cultivated the body. Moreover, Jun Hao Yin had an extremely rare divine constitution. In an instant, the two of them exchanged hundreds of punches. Every punch was shocking and seemed to be able to tear mountains and rivers apart. Countless people were shocked when they saw this scene. The holy son of Hao Yin's body was actually able to fight against the Fox Prince of the Yao Yao tribe? Was he still a human? Rumble. Just when everyone was still in shock, Jun Hao Yin threw out hundreds of punches again. Crack. At this moment, the heavenly fox battle armor that the Fox Prince was so proud of. It was said that the Heavenly Fox battle armor's defense was unparalleled among those below the primordial soul Dharma form realm. It was directly shattered by Jun Haoyin's fists. At this moment the entire void rumbled. The Fox Prince crashed into the arena, and his face was pale. Jun Haoyin, on the other hand, was in the void. He was like a king who suppressed the world. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. At this moment, everyone involuntarily stood up and looked at the figure on the divine battle platform in shock. Even the ancient giants of the immortal realm could not help but open their eyes and size up Jun Haoyin. They only knew that Jun Haoyin had used some kind of exquisite divine power to turn his disadvantage into an advantage in an instant. Moreover, this change in advantage surprised everyone. Jun Haoyin actually defeated the Fox Prince of the Yao Yao tribe with his body. The human body could actually defeat the Yao Yao tribe's body. The Holy Son of Haoyin can be said to be the best of the younger generation in terms of vital essence and body. The Holy Son of Haoyin can be said to be invincible among those of the same level. The Holy Son of Haoyin doesn't look like a human at all. His body is as strong as the immemorial celestial dragon. Some powerful martial artists who specialized in body cultivation and transcendence realm martial artists exclaimed as they looked at Jun Haoyin. They were shocked by Jun Haoyin's unparalleled performance on the divine battle platform. At this moment, the Fox Prince, who was sent flying by Jun Haoyin with a punch, slowly stood up. He looked at Jun Haoyin with a hint of coldness in his eyes. The Heavenly Fox battle armor on his body had been shattered by Jun Haoyin. It would take a very long time to recondense it. His unparalleled defense had been completely broken by Jun Haoyin. Very good. The Holy Son of Haoyin. Staring at Jun Haoyin, a smile suddenly appeared on the Fox Prince's face. In the next moment, his body disappeared on the spot. He actually attacked again. Seeing this scene, Jun Haoyin was a little surprised. The Fox Prince was indeed a genius of the Yao Yao tribe. His body was strong. After taking a punch from him, he still had the strength to fight. This kind of strength was indeed beyond Jun Haoyin's expectations. However, that was all there was to it. He looked at the Fox Prince, who was quickly approaching him, and a vast wave of true origin surged out. In the next moment he activated the esoteric secret of all 10,000 times. Since the Fox Prince's defense had been broken, what he had to do now was to crush him. In an instant, Jun Haoyin's strength was 10 times stronger in all aspects. An extremely powerful aura surged out. Countless people felt that Jun Haoyin's strength had been terrifyingly strengthened. The Holy Son of Haoyin didn't use his full strength just now. He can still hide his strength in the face of someone like the Fox Prince. How terrifying is the Holy Son of Haoyin's strength? Many people asked. In the battle with the Fox Prince just now, the Holy Son of Haoyin did not use his full strength. How much was he hiding? In the next moment, countless people exclaimed again. Jun Haoyin and the Fox Prince fought again. The supreme divine powers that the two of them used also collided in an instant. Rumble. The Fox Prince's strength was also very strong. He was not even a match for Jun Haoyin in his normal state. How could he be a match for Jun Haoyin, who had opened the secret of all? At this moment, under the bombardment of that powerful force, the Fox Prince felt that he was facing an ancient god. The power contained in it immediately made his body feel as if the sea was overturning. Boom. In the next moment, Jun Haoyin threw out another terrifying punch. The power in Jun Haoyin's body seemed to be endless. The punch landed squarely on the Fox Prince's body. Boom. In an instant, the Fox Prince was directly blasted into the light screen on the divine battle platform. Crack. At this moment he felt that all the bones in his body were shattered, and even his internal organs were severely injured. In just an instant the winner was decided between the two of them. The Fox Prince, who was known as the peerless genius of the monster clan. He was actually crippled by the Holy Son of Haoyin. Seeing this scene, everyone was extremely shocked. Even Prince Jiao could not stop frowning. As a good friend of the Fox Prince, he naturally knew the Fox Prince's strength. However, he was actually so weak in front of Jun Haoyin. Under everyone's gaze, Jun Haoyin slowly took a step forward. At this moment he was like a demon that had descended. A terrifying aura suddenly swept across the entire divine battle platform. Sensing this aura, the Fox Prince trembled all over and his blood froze. Impossible. How can he be so powerful? The Fox Prince's eyes were filled with disbelief. Only by directly facing Jun Haoyin's aura did he realize how powerful Jun Haoyin was. Perhaps only the peerless genius of the monster clan, Prince Jiao, would be able to fight with such terrifying means. Boom. Jun Haoyin walked up to the Fox Prince. Looking at the extremely weak Fox Prince, a trace of coldness flashed in his eyes. In the next moment, Jun Haoyin directly stepped out and directly stepped on the Fox Prince's right arm. Ark. The Fox Prince immediately let out an extremely miserable howl. The Fox Prince's right arm was already a bloody mess. It was directly crushed by Jun Haoyin's stomp. Now who is the one feeling despair? Jun Haoyin looked down at the Fox Prince condescendingly and said coldly. Previously, the Fox Prince had such a prideful attitude when he entered the arena. Now he was going to completely crush that so-called pride in his heart. Ark. 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 Holy son of Haoyin, I want you dead. Seeing Jun Haoyin mocking him like that, the Fox Prince's expression suddenly became deranged. He looked at Jun Haoyin in front of him and shouted crazily with a ferocious expression. He was extremely resentful. Not only did the holy son of Haoyin defeat him, but he also humiliated him like that. In the face of the Fox Prince's threat, Jun Haoyin smiled slightly and attacked again. Boom. In the next moment, Jun Haoyin stomped his foot again. Instantly, the Fox Prince's left arm was crushed by Jun Haoyin. It was a bloody mess. Blood splattered all over the sky and poured onto the Divine Battle platform. It was absorbed by the Divine Battle platform. At this moment, Jun Haoyin was like a god or a demon. If it wasn't for the fact that it was Linglong's Sacred Master's birthday banquet, Jun Haoyin might have directly stomped the Fox Prince to death. He had always been merciless to those who liked to provoke him. That was Jun Haoyin's usual style of doing things. My father is a six-tailed fox supreme, a super expert of the immortal realm level 5. Now that you have crippled me, I will definitely return the favor tenfold in the future. The Fox Prince was completely deranged after his hands were crippled. As the little prince of the Green Hill Fox tribe, he had been pampered since he was young and had never suffered such pain. He swore in his heart that he would definitely make Jun Haoyin pay the price in blood in the future. Is that so? The young one can't beat you, so you want the old one to do it. Jun Haoyin looked down from above and stomped his foot again. Boom. At this moment, one of the Fox Prince's legs exploded, and his flesh and blood splattered everywhere. It was a shocking sight. He wanted to get up, but Jun Haoyin's power was too strong. The Fox Prince couldn't even move. Ah, stop, stop. He shouted crazily. Especially when he felt the thousands of gazes from the side of the platform, he was filled with grief and anger. The Fox Prince spat out a mouthful of blood and his entire body was trembling. Enough. At this moment, a majestic voice was heard. Countless people trembled and turned their heads. Prince Jiao stood up. His body was shining with a golden light and his gaze was stern. Stop and I will spare your life. He spoke directly and his tone was unquestionable. Especially the killing intent that seemed to have materialized, it was even more terrifying. It was as if it could tear people apart directly. Ridiculous. Jun Haoyin spoke without a change in his expression. Do I have to stop just because you ask me to? There was no extra movement. Then Jun Haoyin stomped his foot again under the shocked gazes of countless people. Chapter 179. Boom. The entire arena shook under the powerful force. Just like that, Jun Haoyin crushed the Fox Prince's other leg. Until now, all of his limbs had been crippled by Jun Haoyin. Outside the sacred battle arena, everyone was dumbfounded and shuddered when they saw that. The Holy Son of Great Heaven had crippled the Fox Prince, a prodigy of the monster clan, just like that? Although his cultivation was not crippled, the Holy Son of Great Heaven had brutally crippled all 4 of his limbs in public. That would be a stain on his life. A stain that he would never be able to wash away. On the sacred battle arena, the Fox Prince's eyes turned red when he saw that his limbs had been crippled. His entire body was convulsing. Although his injuries were not fatal, the shame that Jun Haoyin had left him would make him unable to raise his head for the rest of his life. From now on, as long as Jun Haoyin was alive, the Fox Prince would live under Jun Haoyin's shadow. That would be a stain on his life. The Fox Prince could not hold on any longer. Pfft. After spitting out another mouthful of blood, the Fox Prince fainted. After that, Jun Haoyin turned around and looked at Prince Jiao. He smiled gently and said, "What did you say just now? Sorry, I didn't hear it." Bus. Everyone's mind went blank when they heard what Jun Haoyin said. What was the Holy Son of Great Heaven trying to do? That was why he humiliated the Fox Prince. Then he turned around and provoked Prince Jiao. That was the #1 prodigy of the monster clan. The Holy Son of Great Heaven was just as the rumors said. He was arrogant and domineering. Even Guiyue Huang was speechless when she saw Jun Haotian. She thought that after what happened in the Wavering Light Holy Land, he would be more restrained. She thought that he would restrain himself a little. She did not expect that he would be even more arrogant. He did not want to lose out at all. As for Feng Xiaoyao and the others, they could only smile bitterly when they saw that. When Jun Haotian made his move, they knew that he would cause a huge commotion. Of course, Jun Haotian was not being so arrogant for no reason. From the beginning, he had not seen the Linglong Sacred Master show any dissatisfaction, which meant that the Linglong Sacred Master did not care about his behavior at all. Lin, even the host of the birthday banquet, did not say anything. What was he worried about? Since they were already enemies, why should he care? Anyway, they would have a fight sooner or later. Taking advantage of this opportunity, he might as well deal with them directly. At the same time, he could also intimidate those fellows who overestimated themselves. Then Jun Haotian looked at Prince Jiao. He knew that this man was he going? That was the reason. He wasn't afraid of angering this guy. If worst came to worst, he'd just fight. In his heart, he also wanted to see just how capable this so-called #1 genius of the demon clan was. Very good. Prince Jiao said slowly, staring at Jun Haotian with his golden eyes. He then walked out. In the next moment, he appeared on the divine battle platform. At this moment, his entire body exuded an incomparably majestic aura. Standing there, it was as if a king had descended upon the world. Even the people outside the divine battle platform could clearly feel the terrifying killing intent coming from Prince Jiao. It was terrifying. Prince Jiao's golden eyes were like two golden suns. They were extremely dazzling. The people who were targeted by him shuddered. Since you crippled him, I will kill you, Prince Jiao said coldly as he looked at Jun Haotian. Everyone knew that Prince Jiao and the Fox Prince were as close as brothers. Now his brother had been beaten up by Jun Haotian, and Jun Haotian had humiliated him. There was no way he would let this go. At the same time, a few disciples from the Linglong Sacred Land came to the divine battle platform. They carried the severely injured Fox Prince down and treated him. After all, the Fox Prince was here to celebrate the Linglong Sacred Master's birthday. The Linglong Sacred Land was the host. They had Yiwu to treat their guests when they were injured. Prince Jiao didn't say anything. He just glanced at them. Then Prince Jiao looked at the Linglong Sacred Master on the throne and said respectfully, "Sacred Master, the Holy Son of Haotian humiliated my brother. I will kill him. Please allow me to have a death match with the Holy Son of Haotian on the divine battle platform." Without any hesitation, Prince Jiao said it was a death match. He swore that he wouldn't stop until he killed Jun Haotian. If it were any other place, Prince Jiao would have already attacked Jun Haotian. But it was different here. This was the Linglong Sacred Master's territory. If he wanted to kill Jun Haotian, he needed the Linglong Sacred Master's permission. Otherwise, if he offended the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness, even the nine-headed divine dragon race would have a headache. After the golden-winged Rock King spoke, everyone looked at the peerless figure in the sky. Everyone's hearts were filled with reverence. The fact that the Holy Son of Haotian could defeat the Fox Prince proved that his strength had reached the peak of his peers. And the Prince Jiao was recognized as the most powerful genius of the demon race. The two of them were going to have a death match. It was the same as the most powerful genius of Eastern Wilderness and the most powerful genius of Southern Wilderness. Perhaps in the eyes of the Eastern Wilderness martial artists, the Holy Son of Kunlun was slightly weaker than the Holy Son of Haotian. But he could represent Eastern Wilderness in this battle. The battle between the two top geniuses would definitely cause a commotion. Even Immortal Realm cultivators would be attracted. Today's battle would depend on whether the Linglong Sacred Master would agree. At that moment, the Linglong Sacred Master, who hadn't reacted at all, opened her eyes. Suddenly, a vast aura descended. "It's just a friendly match. There's no need to fight to the death." Hearing that, the Prince Jiao frowned. There was no need to fight to the death. The Linglong Sacred Master had rejected his request. Was the Linglong Sacred Master protecting the Holy Son of Haotian? Thinking of that, the Prince Jiao felt a little uncomfortable. Even so, he didn't dare to show it. The Linglong Sacred Master was someone that even his father, the Scale Dragon King, feared. "Yes, Sacred Master." Then the Prince Jiao spoke and retracted his killing intent. He didn't seem as domineering as before. He didn't even plan to fight with Jun Haotian. In his opinion, if he couldn't kill Jun Haotian, this battle would be meaningless. However, the Prince Jiao stood up again and looked at Jun Haotian. "The day you walk out of the Linglong Sacred Ground will be the day you die." After saying that, the Prince Jiao turned around and prepared to leave. Really? Jun Haoyan's expression did not change when he heard this. I'm afraid that at that time, the #1 prodigy of southern border will fall. Hearing Jun Haoyan's words, the little golden-winged rock king froze and turned his head. Don't doubt my words, I'm a man of my word. With that he got up and left. Obviously he had gone to check on Prince Fox's injuries. At this moment, countless people sighed. He had originally thought that he would be able to witness a peerless battle. But to his surprise it didn't happen. However, they were not completely disappointed. After Linglong Saint Master's birthday celebration, Jun Haoyan and Prince Jiao would definitely fight. And from their point of view, it was a battle of life and death. That was the true brilliance that made people boil with excitement. As for Jun Haoyan, he did not care so much. Now that the battle was over, he was ready to leave the divine battle platform. Just then Linglong Saint's voice came from the void. Holy Son of Haoyan. Suddenly, countless people raised their heads. Chapter 2. Hearing Linglong Saint Master's voice, everyone turned to look at her. They looked at Jun Haoyan thoughtfully. In fact, Linglong Saint Master had rejected Prince Jiao's request. Everyone was able to see some things. Linglong Saint Master seemed to be protecting Holy Son of Haoyan. Previously, Jun Haoyan had used unscrupulous means to cripple Prince Fox's limbs, but Linglong Saint Master did not do anything. However, when Prince Jiao mentioned a battle of life and death with Holy Son of Haoyan, Linglong Saint Master had directly rejected it. This scene was enough to explain many things. However, on second thought, it was not surprising. Langya's sacred ground had even given Linglong Saint Master's item. How could Linglong Saint Master allow Holy Son of Haoyan to be injured or even killed? Therefore, it was normal for Linglong Saint Master to side with Holy Son of Haoyan. Even if Prince Jiao had a problem with it, there was nothing he could do. Linglong Saint Master was the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness. Although the nine-headed dragon clan was powerful, they did not dare to offend Linglong Saint Master. At this moment, Jun Haoyan heard Linglong Saint Master's words and slowly turned around. You will stay after I finish my lecture. Linglong Saint Master's voice came from the void throne. Her voice was soft, but it had an extremely majestic aura. In fact, Linglong Saint Master was a woman. However, she was much more powerful than the other Saint Masters. The most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness was much more powerful than anyone had imagined. Hearing that, Jun Haoyan was slightly taken aback. However, in the next moment he bowed and replied, Yes, Saint Master. After saying that, Jun Haoyan returned to his seat. Guiyue Huang looked at Jun Haoyan with a responsible expression. She wanted to say something but she did not know what to say. Jun Haoyan's power. It was beyond her expectations. However, it seemed to be within her expectations. At this moment, the god's battle platform in the void shone brightly again. The light danced in the void and then disappeared. In the end, the god's battle platform in the void disappeared. Now that the second segment of the birthday banquet had ended, it was time for the god's battle platform to leave. Linglong Saint Master kept the god's battle platform. Boom. After the god's battle platform disappeared, the void throne in the void suddenly shone with a shocking rainbow light. At this moment, everyone lifted their heads and looked at the peerless figure on the void throne. The figure stood up slowly. Boom. The moment Linglong Saint Master stood up, there was a loud explosion that shook everyone's divine souls. Then a terrifying aura swept out. Even the sempiternal stage experts felt a wave of terrifying pressure. In the next moment, a snow-white stairway to heaven slowly appeared above the supreme throne. It extended from the crystal throne to the center of the square. The primordial celestial dragon that was lying on the void throne opened its eyes and lowered its head. Then Linglong Saint Master stood up and took a step forward. Boom. Linglong Saint Lord's action caused everyone to stand up. At this moment, the gift-giving and challenge had ended. Now it was the last segment of the birthday banquet. Linglong Saint Master's lecture. At this moment, Linglong Saint Master was no longer sitting on the golden throne. At this moment, she was walking down the stairway to heaven step by step. At this moment, everyone opened their eyes wide. They wanted to see Chu Linglong Saint Master's real face. As the #1 expert in Eastern Wilderness, she was a supreme existence that gave Kunlun a headache. Other than a few antiques that had lived for 3,000 to 4,000 years, the rest had never seen Linglong Saint Master's real face. Many people had come to the birthday banquet with the intention of seeing Linglong Saint Master's real face. Now they were about to achieve their goal. After a while, Linglong Saint Master finally walked down the sky stairs and came before everyone. At this moment, everyone opened their eyes wide. Even Guiyue Huang, the saint of Jade Lake, couldn't help but stand up. A hint of curiosity appeared in Jun Haoyan's eyes as he also looked over. The peerless woman in front of him was wearing a white robe. Her black hair reached her shoulders and her aura was unparalleled. She stood there as if she was the center of the entire world. Especially the aura that she was emitting. Everyone was mesmerized by her aura. As for her face, although they could see it clearly, in terms of beauty she was the most dreamy person that Jun Haoyan had ever seen. Yes, she was dreamy. She was truly like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Her beauty didn't belong to the mortal world at all. Even Guiyue Huang, the #1 goddess in Eastern Wilderness, couldn't compare to her. Jun Haoyan knew that too. Compared to Linglong Saint Master, Guiyue Huang's aura was far inferior. That faintly discernible immortal qi. Of course Jun Haoyan knew that too. As Jun Haoyan looked at Linglong Saint Master, a trace of doubt flashed across his eyes. He had a feeling that he had seen Linglong Saint Master somewhere before. Looking at Linglong Saint Master's face, he had an inexplicable sense of familiarity. This made him extremely confused. Everyone? Just as everyone was immersed in Linglong Saint Master's aura and appearance, Linglong Saint Master spoke up. Saint Master Linglong said as she looked at everyone present. Only then did they realize what was going on. Linglong Saint Master didn't seem to be surprised by such a scene. She didn't care at all. After everyone heard her words, they slowly bowed. Although I'm weak, I'm quite talented. Plus, I've cultivated for 3,000 years and gained some enlightenment. If you don't mind, I'd like to preach for 2 hours today. Linglong Saint Master didn't sound as domineering as before. It was as if she was a different woman. Of course, everyone smiled bitterly when they heard her say that she was weak. She was the #1 expert in Eastern Wilderness. She could be ranked in the top 5 in the entire martial god great world. How could such an existence be considered weak? Then what were the people present? As for the part about being talented, even Jun Haoyan felt a little embarrassed. She could fight against the Kunlun sacred ground just because she was talented? She was able to dominate an era 3,000 years ago? She was able to create a sacred ground for the human race. Hearing Linglong Saint Master's words, everyone present bowed to Linglong Saint Master again. Saint Master, please enlighten us. Even some of the immortal realm experts spoke up. They were even very humble. No one knew how strong Linglong Saint Master was. She was at least at the 4th stage of the immortal realm. She was at the World King realm. She might be at the longevity realm. But no matter what, she was definitely qualified to preach here. In fact, not many people in the martial god continent were more qualified than her. After hearing everyone's words, Linglong Saint Master waved her hand. Boom. In an instant, the void changed and countless colorful clouds gathered. Everyone seemed to have sensed that the entire world had changed. It was as if they had entered another space. Jun Haoyan was shocked. What kind of powerful technique was this? With a wave of her hand, changing the world in an instant. Chapter 180. Other than Jun Haoyan, the others had also noticed the changes in the sky. Looking at the changes between heaven and earth, everyone's eyes were filled with shock. Everyone had a look of disbelief on their faces. Especially the martial artists who were only at Yuandan realm. They had never seen such a technique before. Only the few immortal realm martial artists knew that this was only a small part of Linglong Saint's power. Her power was far more than that. Then everyone sat down cross-legged in the colorful light. There were clouds and mist around them, and auspicious beasts were running around. The sky seemed to have turned into a fairyland. People could not help but be mesmerized by it. At this moment, Linglong Saint was floating in the sky and sitting down cross-legged. Linglong Saint looked at everyone and then started to speak. She was like a celestial supremacy who had achieved the Tao. Everyone was in awe of her. Then Linglong Saint started to speak. It was as if she was explaining the principles of heaven and earth. Everyone was enlightened. As soon as she spoke, a large amount of essence qi surged in the sky. Waves of yuan qi turned into the purest form of energy and flowed through the void. Everyone looked at Linglong Saint Master in awe as she sat cross-legged in the 7-colored light. Everyone was mesmerized by Linglong Saint Master's words. Everyone was excited as they listened to Linglong Saint's words. It was as if they had comprehended something. At this moment, they closed their eyes and started to practice their cultivation techniques. At this moment, Linglong's sacred leader was talking about cultivation. Although it wasn't a very profound theory, it was still very powerful. However, he started from the basics of cultivation, going from simple to complex, to explain his own unique understanding of cultivation. One had to know that this was a peerless powerhouse giving a lecture. As the most powerful martial artist in Eastern Wilderness, every word that Linglong Saint said hit the nail on the head. Some of the martial artists who had questions were enlightened by Linglong Saint Lord's explanation, and all of them were enlightened. Even divine monk Xian Pin, who had always been silent, nodded from time to time. The Buddhist sect was good at talking about principles. But now, even the eminent monks of the Buddhist sect were praising Linglong Saint Master, agreeing with her words. All of this was enough to prove the abstruse and mysterious Tao preaching of Linglong Saint. Therefore, everyone present had gained something from this lecture. There were at least 100,000 people present who had come to offer their blessings over the past few decades. These people all sensed the loosening of the realms in their bodies. If they went back and cultivated for a period of time, they would definitely be able to break through. Even some Yuandan realm warriors were about to break through on the spot. As for Jun Haoyin, his reaction was even more intense. Feng Xiaoyao, Dugu Bo, Bailey Xuanzi, and the others closed their eyes. Rays of light flowed around his body, and the aura he exuded was somewhat different from usual. Holy Son, I'll definitely be able to break through into the Imperial Tao realm after I go back and enter into closed-door cultivation for a period of time. At this moment, Feng Xiaoyao spoke from behind Jun Haoyin, and there was a trace of light in his eyes. He'd already cultivated to the peak of the 10th level of the Yuandan realm, and Jun Haoyin had helped him gather heavenly demon origin energy in the heavenly demon realm. Feng Xiaoyao was only a step away from breaking through. But now, after listening to Linglong Saint Master's lecture, Feng Xiaoyao was completely confident that he could break through into the Imperial Tao realm. It was even to the extent that this breakthrough would allow him to directly reach the peak of the first level of the Imperial Tao realm. Holy Son, I feel the same way. Indeed. After listening to Linglong Saint Master's lecture, I've gained a new understanding of the Sword Tao as well. Dugu Bo and Bailey Xuanzi spoke as well, and there was excitement on their faces. They could be considered as geniuses, and they had someone like Linglong Saint Master to explain some principles to them. It was like a piece of paper that had been torn open at this moment. So, a breakthrough was only a matter of time. Even Gu Yuehuang closed her eyes and carefully comprehended. Even though Linglong Saint Master's Tao was far inferior to the Jade Lake Sacred Grounds Tao. But when it came to cultivation, one could understand everything. At Linglong Saint Master's level of cultivation, she could quickly master any martial technique she wanted to cultivate. Jun Haoyin nodded slightly when he heard their words. It was naturally a good thing to gain something. Then he cast his gaze towards the void. At this moment, the surrounding world was filled with beautiful flowers and starlight. There were even flowers falling from the sky and golden lotuses growing from the ground. This was the various phenomena of heaven and earth caused by the lecture. Only those with truly profound cultivation and boundless comprehension could achieve this. When he thought up to this point, Jun Haoyin tossed aside all distracting thoughts. He listened to Linglong Saint Master's lecture with all his attention. Even though Linglong Saint Master's lecture was very profound. But Jun Haoyin didn't test it all on himself. Instead, he combined his cultivation and gave birth to a new comprehension. But no matter what, Linglong Saint Master's words were very important to him. Just like that, an hour passed. At this moment in Jun Haoyin's body, his Yuandan, which had 10 cracks on it, was trembling non-stop. The aura that leaked out from the cracks made one's heart palpitate. At this moment, an unprecedented power appeared. The 10 cracks on the Yuandan began to erupt with powerful energy. The appearance of this energy seemed to make Jun Haoyin's Yuandan crack. Jun Haoyin tightly guarded his mind. Inside his dantian, layers of powerful energy began to emerge. He used the Dutian demon god technique, heaven-devouring demonic skill, indestructible divine body, sovereign's descent technique, and secret word, all. The imprints formed by these divine powers were constantly moving at this moment. They were all poured into the Yuandan. Jun Haoyin's primal core began to change in an instant. Boom. A powerful and unparalleled force burst out from Jun Haoyin's body. Rumble. For a moment, the entire void shook, attracting the attention of countless people. This is the aura of the Transcendence realm. Who is it? Who broke through? Look, that's the Holy Son of Haoyin. It's the Holy Son of Haoyin. Is the Holy Son of Haoyin going to break through to the Transcendence realm? He only listened to one lecture and he already gained so much. His comprehension is too terrifying. At this moment, the commotion on Jun Haoyin's body attracted the attention of many people. Especially the aura that belonged to the primordial spirit Transcendence realm. This caused everyone present to be incomparably astonished. Previously, the Holy Son of Haotian had been able to crush the Fox Prince with his strength of the 10th stage of the Imperial Tao realm. If he broke through to the Transcendence realm, wouldn't he be heaven-defying? After all, even the publicly acknowledged #1 genius of the Eastern Wilderness, the Holy Son of Kunlun, had only broken through to the Transcendence realm a month ago. But the Holy Son of Kunlun had stayed at the peak of the Imperial Tao realm for many years, and he'd only broken through after accumulating a lot of strength. But what about the Holy Son of Haotian? How long had it been since he broke through to the peak of the Imperial Tao realm? Was he going to break through again? Chapter 2. Creation Ability. Everyone was shocked when they saw this scene. Some of the cultivators who knew about Jun Haotian's background were even more shocked. At this moment, everyone's eyes were on Jun Haotian. With such a huge commotion, even Linglong Saint Master who was preaching had to stop. She naturally knew what was happening to Jun Haotian, but she didn't say anything and just looked at Jun Haotian quietly. As for Feng Xiaoyao and the others, when they saw Jun Haotian's aura, they immediately stood up and surrounded Jun Haotian. Their actions protected Jun Haotian completely. At such a critical moment, it was best not to have others ruin it. Moreover, there were many of Jun Haotian's enemies here, so they naturally didn't dare to let their guard down. At this moment, even the sempiternal realm powerhouses had turned their gazes over. They looked at Jun Haotian with a trace of light in their eyes. In the next moment, they seemed to have discovered something inconceivable, and their expressions were filled with shock. As for the other martial artists with weaker cultivations, their faces were filled with bewilderment. This aura is indeed the aura of the Transcendence realm, but it seems to have been forcefully suppressed by the Holy Son of Haotian. Why is that? Doesn't the Holy Son of Haotian want to break through to the Transcendence realm? Why is he suppressing this aura? When some of the powerhouses saw this, they were immediately surprised and puzzled. They could clearly feel the aura of the Transcendence realm on Jun Haotian's body. But for some reason Jun Haotian had actually sealed this aura. It was obvious that he didn't want to break through to the Transcendence realm. But what made all of them feel strange was, the powerful aura on Jun Haotian's body didn't decrease. Even the Jade Pool Saint, Guyue Huang, who was sitting beside Jun Haotian, was startled awake. She looked at Jun Haotian beside her with a strange look in her eyes. What is this guy doing now? She looked at Jun Haotian suspiciously. This guy wasn't breaking through to the Transcendence realm. But for some reason the aura emitted from his body was even more terrifying than the Transcendence realm, which made her extremely shocked. At this moment, regardless of what was happening outside, Jun Haotian was still sitting cross-legged on the ground, immersed in an epiphany. If someone could see the changes in his body clearly, they would definitely be shocked. Because Jun Haotian's Yuan Dan was already blooming like a flower. On top of the Yuan Dan, a huge divine soul was sitting cross-legged. This divine soul was exactly the same as Jun Haotian, emitting a dazzling golden light. But Jun Haotian's primordial spirit didn't show any signs of breaking through the Yuan Dan. At this moment, this divine soul was sitting cross-legged quietly. What was even more incredible was that all the divine powers that Jun Haotian had condensed before were now in his dantian. They formed a furnace of heaven and earth. This furnace of heaven and earth enveloped Jun Haotian's dantian and sea of qi. And inside this furnace of heaven and earth, there was an extremely powerful force that kept rumbling. That's right, all the divine powers had been returned to Jun Haotian's dantian. After the Linglong Saint Master's lecture, Jun Haotian directly entered a state of enlightenment. At this moment he had completely integrated all the divine powers and cultivation techniques that he had cultivated into one. With the Yin-Yang Nirvana technique as the foundation, a furnace of heaven and earth was formed outside his dantian. And all the divine powers were enveloped by him. Jun Haotian's goal was very simple. He wanted to create a divine power himself. With the divine powers and cultivation techniques that he had learned as the foundation, he wanted to create a divine power that belonged to him. If others knew what Jun Haotian was thinking at this moment, they would definitely be shocked. Creating a divine power. One had to know that even the simplest divine powers could only be created by immortal realm experts. To create a divine power, one had to have enough understanding of the laws of heaven and earth. If one hadn't reached the immortal realm 5, one wouldn't be able to create a divine power. But Jun Haotian did just that. Of course, what he wanted to create now. It wasn't a powerful divine power. It was something that was most suitable for him. He wanted to combine all the cultivation techniques that he had cultivated into one. Jun Haotian called this divine power that he hadn't completely created the furnace nurturing 100 scriptures. Although he had several supreme divine abilities, he knew in his heart that this was not the case. No matter how powerful a divine power was, it would eventually reach its end one day. Because those divine powers were created by others. No matter how exquisite his cultivation was, in the end, he would only walk the same path as others. If he couldn't surpass it, he would eventually reach the end. At that time, these divine powers would be useless to him. However, if Jun Haoyin had a kind of ability that could neutralize the divine power and improve himself, then, what kind of concept was that? It was equivalent to combining the paths that everyone had walked into one. Using the experience of his predecessors, he would walk a unique path that belonged to him alone. This was his current goal. Although this goal was still very difficult to achieve. But now Jun Haoyin had to give it a try no matter what. At this moment, he directly suppressed his cultivation that should have broken through to the transcendence realm. Although he gathered all the power that surged out of his body into a heaven and earth furnace. In the end, Jun Haoyin incorporated all the divine powers into it. What kind of scene would appear then? Even he couldn't completely predict it now. But no matter what, Jun Haoyin had already clearly begun to walk his own path. Perhaps he was really the number one person of the younger generation. At this moment, Jun Haoyin closed his eyes. All his energy was injected into the furnace in his body. Just like that, as time passed, the furnace was finally completely formed. All kinds of divine powers gathered inside, entangled with each other and improved each other. In the next moment, Jun Haoyin suddenly opened his eyes. Although his strength hadn't increased in terms of cultivation, his use of various divine powers, true essence and body had reached the extreme. Jun Haoyin's strength had once again undergone a brand new change. However, when he opened his eyes, he saw the gazes of everyone around him. He ignored them and only nodded slightly as a greeting before continuing to familiarize himself with his power. In his body, the heaven and earth furnace had begun to take shape, but it was still very blurry. It couldn't be called a divine power at all. However, Jun Haoyin didn't care about that. Because this was just the beginning. Outside, Linglong's sacred master turned her head and continued to preach. Just like that, another hour passed. The 3 segments of Linglong's sacred master's birthday banquet had completely ended. In the following time, everyone enjoyed the good wine and divine fruits. This segment was also the last step of the birthday banquet. After today, everyone would have to go their separate ways and even kill each other. That was the cruelty of the cultivation world. Everyone left at this moment and followed the disciples of the Linglong sacred master to enjoy the good wine and divine fruits that had been prepared. Guyuohuang left with Feng Xiaoyao and the others. Because Linglong's sacred master had said before that Jun Haoyin would stay behind alone. However, at this moment, divine monk Xuanzang of the small thunderclap temple walked out. Holy son of Haoyin, can you have a chat with me? Chapter 181. Holy son of Haoyin, would you like to have a chat with me? At this moment, Master Xuanzang slowly walked up to Jun Haoyin and said with a smile. He clasped his hands together to show his respect to Jun Haoyin. Master Xuanzang was wearing a blue kasaya, and behind his head, there were rays of golden light flashing. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin was secretly shocked. This phenomenon was a sign of profound Buddhism and a sign of an enlightened monk. Master, why are you looking for me? Jun Haoyin's expression did not change as he looked at Master Xuanzang. Since even the Linglong saint did not say anything, there was nothing much for him to say. Moreover, it was not a bad idea to give some face to the Buddhists. After all, the Buddhists were a terrifying force even in the entire Trichiliacosm. The birthplace of the Buddhists, the Nirvana continent, was ranked in the top 10 of the Trichiliacosm. Thinking of this, Jun Haoyin could not help but think of some of the secret stories he had read. According to the ancient records, the martial god continent was once ranked in the top 3 of the Trichiliacosm. However, this glorious history was many years ago. With the current strength of the martial god continent, it was probably not even in the top 500 of the Trichiliacosm. If it were not for the existence of a powerful martial artist like the Linglong saint, its ranking would probably be even lower. Compared to the Nirvana continent, the martial god continent was undoubtedly much weaker. Therefore, if there was no conflict, Jun Haoyin did not need to provoke the Buddhists. Benefactor, you once answered 3 questions of the self-examination during the crowning ceremony of the Haoyin sacred ground, right? I heard that the Holy Sun once answered all 3 questions during the ceremony of the Haoyin sacred ground, and even caused the 9 sages to appear. Is that right? Seeing that Jun Haoyin was willing to cooperate with him, Master Xuanzang's smile became even more genial as he asked slowly. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin was slightly stunned, then nodded. He already had some guesses as to why Master Xuanzang was looking for him. It was nothing more than the 3 questions that Feng Xiaoyao had mentioned before because of the heart examination. The 3 questions in the heart examination were actually from Buddhism. However, since he had answered the 3 questions correctly, why was Master Xuanzang looking for him? Could it be that he had different views on the 3 issues and wanted to debate with him? Jun Haoyin had some doubts about this. Thinking of this, he said with certainty, "That's right, that's indeed the case." Jun Haoyin didn't have a deep understanding of this world's Buddhism. Normally he would hear some rumors about Buddhism. But in the end it was just hearsay and could not be taken seriously. Although Jun Haoyin didn't know what Grandmaster Xuanzang's goal was, he wasn't afraid at all. If the other party had friendly intentions, he would naturally be willing to befriend them. If they were here to cause trouble, then he would naturally accompany them to the end. It's like this. The abbot is very interested in your theory of the Tao. That's why he sent me here. He hopes that if there's a chance, the Holy Son of Great Heaven can come to the small Thunder Temple for a chat. At this time, Divine Monk Xuanzang spoke slowly. His goal was to invite Jun Haoyin to the Western Desert. To the entire martial god continent, the Western Desert was undoubtedly an extremely mysterious place. Legend had it that one would enter the Western Desert. No matter how strong a martial artist was, they would eventually choose to convert to Buddhism. This was extremely inconceivable. It was precisely because of this. The Western Desert didn't have much interaction with the other regions of the martial god continent. When Jun Haoyin heard Grandmaster Xuanzang's words, he frowned slightly. If it was really as the rumors said, Buddhism was known to be merciful, but it wasn't that simple. I naturally wouldn't dare to reject the abbot's invitation. It's just that I'm currently tied up with worldly affairs. I'm afraid I don't have time to go to the Western Desert. After thinking about it, Jun Haoyin said tactfully and didn't choose to reject directly. The small Thunder Temple was one of the top 3 forces in the Western Desert. They had a longer history than the Great Heaven Sacred Ground and were extremely mysterious. Even the various sacred grounds weren't willing to deal with them. Although Jun Haoyin thought that the other party was up to no good, he didn't show any hostility so far. He could only be careful. It's fine. When he heard Jun Haoyin's words, Grandmaster Xuanzang smiled and said nonchalantly. It was as if he had expected Jun Haoyin's words. I believe that you'll be heading to the Western Desert soon. After saying that, Grandmaster Xuanzang bowed again and turned to leave. However, his last sentence made Jun Haoyin frown slightly. He would be heading to the Western Desert soon. What was the small Thunder Temple trying to do? It was just a few short sentences, but Jun Haoyin was not very interested in the Buddhist sect. This group of people always acted as if everything was under their control. This attitude made Jun Haoyin extremely unhappy. Are these bald donkeys trying to cause trouble? Jun Haoyin muttered to himself. Holy Son of Great Heaven, Master wants to see you. At that moment, Linglong Saintess Luo Qingshua's figure appeared behind Jun Haoyin. Hearing that, Jun Haoyin slowly turned around. He saw that Linglong Saintess, who was still there just a moment ago, had disappeared. It was as if she had purposely left some space for him to talk to Xuanzang. This Linglong Saintess was too indulgent of him. Could it be because of the comprehension of the Paragon martial path? Jun Haoyin thought to himself. However, no matter what, he definitely had to meet this Linglong Saintess. Jun Haoyin nodded and left with Luo Qingxue. At that moment on the other side, this was the main hall of the Linglong Sacred Ground. At that moment, Long Tianjue and Prince Fox were lying on the bed. Although the blood on their bodies had been stopped, they had yet to wake up. At that moment, all the disciples of the Linglong Sacred Ground had left. Only the golden-robed Prince Jiao remained. Prince Jiao's golden eyes flickered as he looked at the two lying on the bed. A cold glint could be seen in his eyes. The killing intent emanating from his body was bone-chilling. Even an ordinary Imperial Dao realm cultivator wouldn't be able to endure such killing intent. Prince Jiao's strength was far greater than anyone could imagine. Without much hesitation, he took out a few origin-colored pills and gave them to the two of them. Although his relationship with Long Tianjue was only SOSO, Prince Jiao still chose to save him. Cough, cough, cough. The two of them immediately woke up after consuming the pills. Their faces were still filled with rage. When Prince Jiao saw this, he immediately released powerful true energy from his body. The two of them calmed down. Then he told the two of them what had happened. Damn it. Holy Son of Great Heaven, I want you dead. The two of them listened to Prince Jiao's explanation. Then they recalled how Jun Haoyin had humiliated them. They were enraged. The Fox Prince stood up and was about to charge out and make trouble for Jun Haotian. All of you quiet down. Right at this moment, Prince Jiao roared. In an instant, a terrifying wave of true energy swept out and suppressed the two of them. Brother Ao, are we just going to let the Holy Son of Great Heaven continue to be so arrogant? Long Chenjue trembled. But he quickly calmed down and said with a gleam in his eyes. He knew that these two Yao experts from the south wanted to kill the Holy Son of Great Heaven as well. Since he wasn't a match for the Holy Son of Great Heaven, of course he would have to fight with them. Ah, don't worry. I'll make him wish he was dead, Prince Jiao said in a menacing tone. Chapter 2. The Holy Son of Great Heaven. The Fox Prince and Long Tianjue were shocked when they heard Prince Jiao's words. The Fox Prince, who had always been on good terms with Prince Jiao, was especially shocked. He could hear the murderous intent in Prince Jiao's words. He had known Prince Jiao for so many years, but he had never seen Prince Jiao so angry. Then again, those who had dared to anger the number one prodigy of the Yao race were all dead. Moreover, all of them had died miserably. In the Fox Prince's eyes, no matter how powerful the Holy Son of Great Heaven was, he was still the Holy Son of the Langya sacred ground. However, facing the Flood Dragon Prince, he was a little annoyed. Prince Jiao was not only the number one prodigy of the Yao race, but his father, the Scale Dragon King, was also the number one prodigy of Southern Border. On top of that, Prince Jiao's ancestor was from the Nine-Headed Serpent Group 1. He was also the number 3 prodigy of the Divine Yao continent. Moreover, compared to the Holy Son of Great Heaven, the Nine-Headed Serpent clan had a much stronger heritage and foundation. With such a background as his backing, Prince Jiao had always been arrogant and unruly. More importantly, he had the power and the right to be arrogant. The Fox Prince believed Prince Jiao when he said that he wanted the Holy Son of Great Heaven dead. Ever since they had known Prince Jiao for so many years, Prince Jiao had never failed in anything he set his mind to. Do you already have a plan? The Fox Prince asked as he looked at Prince Jiao. That's right. The Holy Son of Great Heaven is dead for sure, but we can't do anything in exquisite sacred ground. Prince Jiao nodded and said firmly. Hearing this, the Fox Prince and Long Tianju frowned. In their hearts, they naturally hoped that the Holy Son of Great Heaven would die as soon as possible. But thinking about it carefully, Prince Jiao was right. They couldn't do anything to the Holy Son of Great Heaven in exquisite sacred ground. As the number one prodigy of Eastern Wilderness, even the Southern Border monster race was afraid of Linglong Holy Master. Even the number one prodigy of Southern Border, Prince Jiao's father, Demon King Jiao, said that even he wasn't confident that he could defeat Linglong Holy Master. Linglong Holy Master had a supreme artifact. Linglong Holy Master was so powerful that no one dared to provoke her. It was rumored that Linglong Holy Master had already stepped into the 5th stage of the immortal realm 1,000 years ago. Now, 1,000 years had passed, but no one had ever seen Linglong Holy Master fight. No one knew if she had broken through to the legendary Emperor realm. This was also the reason why Kunlun Holy Land had always been afraid of Linglong Holy Master. If they killed the Holy Son of Great Heaven in exquisite sacred ground, it would be causing trouble in exquisite sacred ground. It would be the same as causing trouble in Kunlun Holy Land, the number one holy land of the human race. Although Martial God Continent was ranked low in the 3,000 worlds, no one dared to underestimate Kunlun Holy Land. But even a colossus like Kunlun Holy Land was afraid of Linglong Holy Land. From this, it could be seen how strong Linglong Holy Master was. Then we can only wait for the Holy Son of Great Heaven to leave exquisite sacred ground before we can do anything to him, Long Tianju said reluctantly. Moreover, he had a bad feeling in his heart. Although the Holy Son of Great Heaven couldn't defeat the 3 of them together, if the Holy Son of Great Heaven wanted to escape, the 3 of them wouldn't be able to stop him. If they let the Holy Son of Great Heaven escape this time, it would be very difficult to kill him in the future. They couldn't bring the Southern Border army directly to Langya Holy Land to kill him. It was almost impossible. If a Holy Land went all out, not many forces would be able to withstand it. I know what you're thinking. Seeing the change in Long Tianju's expression, Prince Jiao smiled and said slowly. Prince Jiao was very confident, as if everything was under his control. We're not the only ones who want the Holy Son of Great Heaven dead, Prince Jiao said meaningfully. Prince Jiao's words made Long Tianju and Long Tianju's eyes light up. That's right. With the Holy Son of Great Heaven's fame in Eastern Wilderness, many people would want to replace him. When the time came, as long as they gathered some experts with the same idea to kill the Holy Son of Great Heaven, the Holy Son of Great Heaven would die without a doubt. Even if Langya Holy Land was furious, there was nothing they could do. Could it be that the Langya sacred ground could directly attack the southern border? Moreover, the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianju, was there. The Azure Dragon Empire was as powerful as a holy land. If that's the case, let's take action immediately, Prince Fox said. He could not wait to make the clear sky saint pay back the humiliation he had suffered tenfold or even 100-fold. Alright, let's not waste any time. Let's take action, Prince Jiao said. Since he had a plan, he had to carry it out immediately. He was also certain of one thing. When the time came, the Linglong sacred master would not interfere. After all, this was a fight between the younger generation. Shang Linglong Saint Master was not someone who would get involved in this. With that thought, the three of them immediately took action. They were going to set up a trap outside the Linglong sacred master so that the Holy Son of Great Heaven would not be able to escape. When the time came, it would be the end of the Holy Son of Great Heaven. Meanwhile, in the main hall of the Linglong Palace, Jun Haoyin and Luo Qingxue stood side by side as they slowly walked into the hall. After a while, Luo Qingxue suddenly stopped. Holy Son of Great Heaven, this is the main hall where Master cultivates. I wasn't summoned, so I can't go in with you, Luo Qingxue said slowly as she looked at Jun Haoyin. After hearing Luo Qingxue's words, Jun Haoyin nodded. Although he had seen the Linglong Sacred Master's peerless figure before, Jun Haoyin was still overly cautious as it was his first meeting with the Linglong Sacred Master. He was afraid that he would anger the Linglong Sacred Master. After all, she was much more powerful than the Langya Sacred Master Tao Xian. Then Jun Haoyin walked into the main hall. Luo Qingxue frowned slightly when she saw that. In her impression, her master, the Linglong Sacred Master, had never met anyone alone. Especially when the Holy Son of Great Heaven was not a man from the Linglong Sacred Master. She found it strange. At the same time, she was also very interested in Jun Haoyin. However, Luo Qingxue did not think too much about it. She stood in front of the main hall, closed her eyes and waited for Jun Haoyin to come out. At this moment, when Jun Haoyin stepped into the main hall, the scene in front of him surprised him. It was not like the Langya Sacred Palace, which had all kinds of decorations and powerful auras. In the central hall of the Heavenly Palace, other than the huge golden pillars that were used to support the hall, the entire hall was empty. There was not even a seat. It was precisely because of this that Jun Haoyin felt a strong pressure in this hall. It was as if the entire world was suppressing him. She was truly a legendary woman. You're here. At this moment, the Linglong Sacred Master's voice was heard. It was empty and dreamy. I do know about Jun Moyo. The Linglong Sacred Master's words made Jun Haoyin narrow his eyes. He had come to the right place. Chapter 182. This time, the main purpose of Jun Haoyin's visit to the Linglong Holy Lands was to inquire about Jun Mou. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come to join in the fun. Now that he heard the Linglong Sacred Leader's words, he was even more certain of his guess. Jun Haoyin took a few steps forward and went to the center of the hall. Sacred Leader, please enlighten me. Jun Haoyin bowed respectfully to the direction in front of him. Although he didn't see the Linglong Sacred Leader in the hall, he knew that the Linglong Sacred Leader could see his performance. She might even be able to understand his inner thoughts. Just as Jun Haoyin finished speaking, a beautiful woman dressed in a palace gown slowly appeared before him. Her white robes fluttered in the wind as Jun Haoyin watched. She looked like she was only 17 or 18 years old. She placed her hands on her abdomen, and her white dress fluttered in the wind. At this moment, he was standing in front of Jun Haoyin with a cold expression. The Linglong Sacred Leader was no longer as peerless as before. She looked very calm, like a girl next door. She looked at Jun Haoyin with her wise eyes. If it were anyone else, they would have panicked when they saw the most powerful person in the eastern wilderness. However, Jun Haoyin appeared to be very calm. His face was incomparably calm. Their gazes collided at this moment. Not bad. The Langya sacred ground has a true dragon like you. You should be happy. After a while, the Linglong Sacred Leader smiled and said slowly. Her words undoubtedly gave Jun Haoyin a high evaluation. Sacred Leader, you flatter me. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin smiled faintly. His attitude was neither servile nor overbearing. His attitude made the Linglong Sacred Leader see him in a different light. She was even more impressed. Jun Haoyin wasn't in a hurry to ask about Jun Moyo's whereabouts. Since the Linglong Sacred Leader already knew why he was here and took the initiative to summon him, she naturally wouldn't hide anything from him. You're lucky to have met a good Sacred Leader. Among all the people I know, Tao Xian is considered a great person. the Linglong sacred leader said after a while. She looked up as if she could see through the endless void. Not bad. He's also the one who hides the deepest among all the people I know. He's not as simple as he looks. The Linglong sacred leader gave Tao Xian a high evaluation. But don't worry. His expectations for you are very real. Among the 7 sacred grounds of the human race, the sacred leader of the 9 sacred grounds was the sacred leader and sacred leader. Except the sacred leader of the sacred grounds, the sacred leaders. Compared to the other sacred leaders, Tao Xian's performance. But in reality, Dao mystery was hidden deeply by everyone. Just like what the Linglong sacred leader had said, Tao Xian was not as simple as he looks. Jun Haoyin couldn't help but agree with what the Linglong sacred leader had said. Tao Xian was the sacred leader of the Linglong sacred leader after all. He naturally couldn't comment on the Linglong sacred leader's evaluation. Hence, Jun Haoyin smiled and didn't make any comments. The sovereign item sent by the Langya sacred ground is indeed useful. I'll accept it. Of course, I won't take advantage of the Langya sacred ground. If anything happens to the Langya sacred ground in the future, I'll do my best to help. Looking at Jun Haoyin, the Linglong sacred leader said slowly, I won't be using this sovereign item for long. When I'm done with it, I'll return it to you in good condition. The Linglong sacred leader's tone was calm. She didn't have any emotional fluctuations. Since it was a sovereign item, the Linglong sacred leader didn't intend to take it for herself. She was indeed a peerless figure in the eastern wilderness. This junior thanks the Holy Lord. This junior will report the Holy Lord's words in full detail to the Holy Lord. The Linglong sacred leader nodded in satisfaction. She was also using Jun Haoyin to tell the Holy Lord of Langya. Then she looked at Jun Haoyin and said, I know that you're here for Jun Moyo. I do know a little about her, but I don't know much. Hearing that, Jun Haoyin frowned but didn't say anything. It was already good enough to know about Jun Moyo. He didn't expect too much. By the way, the southern border demon tribe also knows a little about Jun Moyo. However, like me, they don't know much about it. Back then, the Ziyang Holy Sun suddenly had his eyes on Jun Moyo. I think he knew about Jun Moyo's background from the demon tribe. At this moment, Linglong Seng continued to speak and revealed a shocking secret. The southern border demon tribe also knew about Jun Moyo's background? Jun Haoyin finally understood why the Ziyang Holy Sun had his eyes on Jun Moyo. The demon tribe definitely had something to do with it. At that thought, Jun Moyo's eyes flashed coldly. The Prince Jiao and the Fox Prince were the closest to the Ziyang Holy Sun. Based on that, Jun Moyo must have encountered something in Xinyuan Supreme's relic. It was highly likely that the Prince Jiao and the Fox Prince were also involved. It seems like the two of them really deserved to die. Jun Haoyin's eyes flashed coldly. His heart was filled with killing intent. Sacred leader, may I know what's going on with my sister? Jun Haoyin forcefully suppressed the killing intent in his body. He bowed again and asked the Linglong sacred leader sincerely. This time he had to find out the cause and effect of all this. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to solve Jun Moyo's problem. The Linglong sacred leader nodded her head when she heard that. She looked into the void and a solemn expression appeared on her face. Looking at this scene, Jun Haoyin instinctively felt that this matter was not as simple as it seemed. You should know that above the trichiliocosm, there is the realm of gods. The realm of gods? Jun Haoyin squinted his eyes when he heard that. Could it be that his sister was related to the legendary realm of gods? How could that be? The existences of the divine realm were all undying and indestructible supreme existences. How could his sister be related to such an existence? Even if they were related, his sister's performance was way too ordinary. Jun Haoyin was filled with questions. However, he didn't say anything and waited quietly for the Linglong sacred leader to speak. A long time ago there was a supreme existence in the realm of gods. This supreme existence was a woman. This supreme existence was extremely talented. She ascended from the Wuxia continent and was eternal. In the end, she dominated the realm of gods and became a supreme giant. She called herself the goddess of Xuanji. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin's heart was filled with shock. Could it be that his sister was related to the goddess of Xuanji? The Linglong sacred leader continued. However, the good times didn't last long. The woman wanted to reach the highest realm but failed in the end. Jun Haoyin listened quietly as if he had heard a shocking secret. The Linglong sacred leader turned around and looked at Jun Haoyin seriously. Although the goddess of Xuanji failed, she didn't die. Then she found out the reason for her failure. It was because her foundation was unstable. In the end, the goddess of Xuanji chose to cultivate again. In order to surpass her past self, she created 7 clones. She broke the barrier of the immortal god world with her supreme strength and threw her 7 clones into the 3,000 great worlds. Jun Moyo is one of the 7 clones of the goddess of Xuanji. When Jun Haoyin heard these words, he was completely shocked. His sister. It was a clone of the goddess of Xuanji? Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. When he was in the Sky Demon region, Jun Haoyin guessed that his sister had a shocking secret. However, he didn't expect his sister's origin to be so terrifying. The realm of gods. That was a legendary place. It was a place that only supreme existences were qualified to enter. Jun Moyo was actually a clone of an overlord in the realm of gods. This news shocked Jun Haoyin. Moreover, there were 7 of such clones in the 3,000 great worlds. After knowing all this, no matter how calm Jun Haoyin was, he couldn't help but lose his composure. However, he thought of something at the same time. Since the southern border demon race already knew about Jun Moyo's identity, why didn't they attack him personally? Instead, they encouraged Xiang Holy Sun and the others to attack him. This was the clone of the goddess of Xuanji, a supreme existence in the realm of gods. If they could get their hands on it, it would be a supreme creation. How could the demon race not be tempted? Seeming to have seen through Jun Haoyin's thoughts, Linglong Holy Master chuckled and said slowly, "These secrets were obtained when I was training in other continents. As for the southern border demon race, although they knew about Jun Moyo's special identity, they didn't know about it in such detail." Linglong Holy Master explained slowly. As for why Jun Moyo, who was the clone of the goddess of Xuanji, looked so ordinary, Linglong Holy Master continued to explain. Therefore, as the clone of the goddess, she would only awaken the power in her body at certain special times. This required an opportunity. If there was no opportunity, even the clone of the goddess would only act like an ordinary woman. If Jun Moyo hadn't been taken away by the Supreme Elder of Langya Holy Land, he might still be a small warrior of the true energy realm in Soaring Dragon City. The more divine power Jun Moyu awakened in his body, the more powerful she would be if she encountered the right opportunity. If he continued to awaken, he would definitely reach the peak of the 3,000 great worlds. Then, he would successfully open the door of the realm of gods and successfully ascend to the realm of gods. However, there was also an accident, which was that the clone of the goddess had unfortunately died in the process of growth. Even Linglong Holy Master didn't know what would happen after the death of the clone of the goddess. Back then, Linglong Holy Master sent someone to find Jun Moyo to study the mystery of the clone of the goddess and explore the mystery of the divine power in the divine realm. However, after thinking about it, Linglong Holy Master gave up on this idea. At that time she had comprehended her own Tao. The Tao that she wanted to walk was completely different from that of the goddess of Xuanji, so there was no need to study it. This was also why Linglong Holy Master allowed the Supreme Elder of Langya Holy Land to take away Jun Moyo. I see. After hearing Linglong Holy Master's words, Jun Haoyin was deep in thought. In that case, if my sister awakens more power, won't she have more memories of the goddess of Xuanji? At this moment, Jun Haoyin finally understood the strange feeling he felt when the snow lotus mark appeared on Jun Moyo's forehead. That strange feeling definitely came from the so-called goddess of Xuanji. You're right. Hearing this, Linglong Saint Master nodded with an appreciative smile on her face. This clear sky holy sun was smarter than she had imagined. He simply understood with a hint. If this continues, my sister will one day become the true divine girl of the 4 Stars sect? Suddenly, Jun Haoyin seemed to have thought of something and frowned. Jun Haoyin really didn't want his sister to become the so-called goddess of Xuanji. In that case, would Jun Moyo still be his sister? However, after hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Linglong Holy Master shook her head in denial. It's not that simple. If she wants to become the real goddess of Xuanji, she has to gather the other clones and merge them into one. I'm not very sure what kind of existence she will become after the final merger. Linglong Holy Master shook her head. After all, goddess of Xuanji was from the realm of gods and this was all she knew. As for what kind of existence the clones of goddess of Xuanji would eventually become, even the people of the realm of gods couldn't predict, let alone Linglong Holy Master. However, Linglong Holy Master guessed that something bad would happen when the 7 clones of goddess of Xuanji gathered together. That's all I know about Jun Moyo's secret. I've told you everything I know. Jun Haoyin nodded slightly after hearing Linglong Holy Master's words. Jun Haoyin was already very satisfied to have gained so much from his trip to Linglong Holy Master's place. At least he now knew how to help Jun Moyo. From Linglong Holy Master's words, what he had to do was to stop the 7 clones of Goddess of Xuanji from gathering together. Jun Haoyin would never allow anything to happen to Jun Moyo. Thank you for telling me this, Holy Master. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin bowed slightly. The information that Linglong Holy Master revealed to him today was very precious. He was grateful that Linglong Holy Master was willing to share such a secret with him. It's all right. When Linglong Saint Lord heard Jun Haoyin's words, a smile appeared on her face. However, she seemed to have thought of something and reminded him again. I've been to a world called the Myriad Immortal Continent. There was a top force called the Xuanji Palace and its founder was a woman. Linglong Holy Master pondered. If I'm not wrong, the founder of the Xuanji Palace is most likely a clone of Goddess of Xuanji. Myriad Immortal Continent? The founder of the Xuanji Palace? Jun Haoyin remembered this information and became cautious. The Myriad Immortal Continent was ranked in the top 10 of the 3,000 worlds. To be able to establish a sect in such a terrifying world, the strength required to do so was definitely terrifying. Moreover, judging from Linglong Holy Master's serious expression, the founder of the Xuanji Palace, she was definitely not simple. Otherwise, why would someone like Linglong Holy Master be so serious? Now, the only good news for Jun Haoyin was that Jun Moyo had yet to display his exceptional strength and there were very few people who knew his identity. Unlike the founder of the Xuanji Palace, who was already famous in the 3,000 worlds. Otherwise, Jun Moyo's life would be in danger. I'll definitely repay your kindness in the future. Jun Haoyin bowed and said seriously to Linglong Holy Master. If the outside world knew that a mere Yuan Dan cultivator dared to say such words to Linglong Holy Master, they would definitely laugh at him. How could a person who had not even condensed his primordial spirit Dharma power repay Linglong Holy Master, who was the most powerful person in Eastern Wilderness? Even if it was a promise from a level 5 immortal, Linglong Holy Master would probably not mind. However, after hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Linglong Holy Master nodded seriously. All right. This sentence was said very seriously. Although Jun Haoyin was not powerful enough, that was only for now. Holy Master, I have a presumptuous request. Jun Haoyin spoke again. This was the question he wanted to know the most. I know what you want to ask. After hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Linglong Holy Master immediately turned around. If you want to find Jun Moyo, you have to go to the Small Lane Temple. Small Lane Temple? Coincidence? Or was it planned? Hearing this, Jun Haoyin instantly narrowed his eyes. Chapter 183. Before he came to see Linglong Saint, Jun Haoyin happened to receive Xuanzang's invitation. Most importantly, Master Xuanzang said with certainty, he would be heading to the Western Desert and the Small Thunder Temple soon. This sentence, it left a deep impression on Jun Haoyin. Initially, Jun Haoyin didn't think too much about it. Now Linglong Saint also said the same thing. He thought of what Master Xuanzang said previously. Jun Haoyin guessed. This bald monk must know something. At the thought of this, Jun Haoyin looked at Linglong Saint in confusion. Holy Lord, what is the secret behind all of this? Please tell this Junior. Jun Haoyin's attitude was extremely sincere. Hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Linglong Saint shook her head helplessly. Since ancient times, Buddhism has been famous for its mysteriousness, causing the forces in the world to fear it. Back then, I also secretly infiltrated Buddhism and even explored the 3 major forces of Buddhism. However, Buddhism is too well hidden and I didn't find anything. However, I could sense that after Jun Moyo disappeared in the Supreme Relic, her aura appeared in Buddhism. Buddhism. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin couldn't help but narrow his eyes. According to the scene in the Supreme Relic, Jun Moyo had obviously awakened the power of Goddess Xuanji. But why? Why would she go to Buddhism? Could it be that Goddess Xuanji had some connection with Buddhism? Moreover, Linglong Saint also revealed. She could only sense Jun Moyo's aura in the Western Desert. As for where exactly, even she couldn't sense it. The most likely place. It was the Small Thunder Temple that was ranked first among the Buddhist forces. If Jun Haoyin wanted to find Jun Moyo's whereabouts, this Small Thunder Temple, he had to go. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin suddenly felt that things were getting more and more complicated. However, he was also shocked by Linglong Saint's unparalleled means. From Linglong Saint's words, he learned that she had actually entered the Western Desert before. He had even explored the 3 great Buddhist powers. In the end, he actually managed to escape unscathed. From ancient times to the present, Although the three great Buddhist sects seemed to ignore the affairs of the world, everything was calm from beginning to end. However, all the powers on the martial god continent knew about this. In the Western Desert Buddhist sect, it definitely contained a shocking secret. Regarding the records, all the warriors who entered the Western Desert Buddhist sect, almost all of them would eventually convert to Buddhism. But Linglong Saint had entered the Western Desert. He was actually not affected at all. It could be seen from this point. The most powerful man in the Eastern Barren Territory was extremely powerful. He shook his head. Jun Haoyin threw away the distracting thoughts in his mind. At this moment, he had already achieved his goal of coming to Linglong's sacred land. He had basically obtained all the information he wanted. Next, Jun Haoyin's target was the small Thunderclap Temple. For his sister Jun Moyo. No matter how strange this Buddhist power was, he had to give it a try. After making his decision, Jun Haoyin looked at Linglong Saint Master. He bowed respectfully. Saint Master, I am very grateful for your kindness today. Hearing Jun Haoyin's words, Linglong Saint Master did not say anything. She only smiled slightly. In the next moment, Linglong Saint Master's figure disappeared from the hall. At this moment, Linglong Saint Master had finished what she wanted to say. There was no point in staying any longer. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin revealed a bitter smile. Then he left the hall directly. At this moment, Jun Haoyin had a lot of thoughts in his mind. Regarding the news about his sister Jun Moyo, he believed that Linglong Saint Master had no reason to lie to him. However, for some reason Jun Haoyin was a little wary of Linglong Saint Master. She seemed to have revealed too much to him. Moreover, her attitude seemed to be too enthusiastic. Even if he gave her the supreme item, she did not explain in such detail. It was rumored that this Saint Master had always been cold. But today, she actually revealed so many secrets to him. There was obviously something wrong with this. Moreover, Jun Haoyin had some guesses in his mind. This Linglong Saint Master, was she also one of the clones of Goddess Xuanji? In this case, only then could it be explained. Why did Linglong Saint Master know so much about Goddess Xuanji? Of course, this was only Jun Haoyin's guess. He could not be sure. There were 3,000 worlds in this world and each of them was not simple. At the same time, there was a supreme realm of gods. But no matter what, if he wanted to understand all of this, he had to have absolute power. Therefore, Jun Haoyin's main goal next was to continuously increase his power. Only with powerful power could he be fearless. Thinking of this, the doubts in Jun Haoyin's eyes disappeared completely. It was replaced by clarity and determination. When Jun Haoyin walked out of the hall and arrived outside the heavenly palace, Linglong Saintess Luo Qingxue was still waiting outside. Holy son of Haoyin. Seeing Jun Haoyin, Linglong Saintess smiled. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin nodded to show his respect. Now that the birthday banquet is over, Holy Son, do you plan to play in Linglong's sacred ground for a while or leave directly? Just now, Jun Haoyin and Linglong Saintess talked for a long time in the hall. Now the birthday banquet was completely over. Of course, Jun Haoyin did not care about this at all. This time, he had achieved his goal of coming to Linglong's sacred ground. Therefore he smiled and looked at Linglong Saintess. Saintess, I appreciate your kindness. Otherwise, I have other things to do and will not disturb you. Hearing this, Linglong Saintess nodded. However, she suddenly thought of something. Linglong Saintess's face suddenly became serious. After pondering for a while, Linglong Saintess said, If Holy Son decides to leave, you must be careful. Saintess, why do you say that? Hearing this, Jun Haoyin was a little confused. I heard that Prince Jiao has gathered many experts to kill Holy Sun 3,000 miles away from Linglong's sacred ground. If Holy Sun wants to leave, you must think twice. Linglong Saintess said solemnly. Prince Jiao is besieging me outside Linglong's sacred ground? Hearing this, Jun Haoyin suddenly felt a chill in his heart. These guys are really courting death. Then Jun Haoyin looked at Linglong Saintess. He looked very grateful. Linglong Saintess could inform him. Obviously, she was trying to be nice to him. I know. Thank you for telling me. I will be careful. Jun Haoyin expressed his gratitude. Then the two left Heavenly Palace together. At this very moment, when Jun Haoyin and Linglong Saintess left Heavenly Palace, in the void, Linglong Saintess appeared out of nowhere and silently looked at the two leaving. In the hands of Linglong Saintess, it was the supreme object that Jun Haoyin offered. Tao Xian, is it really worth it to entrust the future of Lengya's sacred ground to this young man? Linglong Saintess said slowly as she looked at Jun Haoyin's back. A thoughtful look appeared on his face. She was very clear about Jun Haoyan's experience. According to rumors, like her, he was awakened because of the ancient inheritance. From an ordinary person he had soared to the sky. I hope you are really like what Tao Xian said. Linglong Saintess muttered to herself and then turned around and disappeared. As if she had never been to this place. As for what she was thinking, no one knew. No one knew what agreement she had with Tao Xian. But no matter what, it had something to do with Jun Haoyan. However, Jun Haoyan did not know any of this. At this moment, Jun Haoyan followed Luo Qingxue to a big hall in Linglong's sacred ground. Yuehuang Saintess and a few junior brothers from Langya's sacred ground are here. If Holy Sun is leaving, I won't see you off. Luo Qingxue looked at Jun Haoyan and said. Before they left, Linglong Saintess did not forget to remind Jun Haoyan about Prince Jiao. Jun Haoyan smiled and did not mind. Then he said goodbye to Linglong Saintess casually. Gu Yuehuang and Feng Xiaoyao were still waiting for him. Of course he could not leave alone. As for Prince Jiao's ambush, Jun Haoyan did not really care. Encirclement. He was not afraid at all. Besides, because of Jun Moyo. Even if they did not come for Jun Haoyan would definitely come for them. There would be a battle. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation what? You said Prince Jiao set up an ambush 3,000 miles away from Linglong's sacred ground? At this moment, Jun Haoyan had already gathered with Gu Yuehuang and the others. When Jun Haoyan told them about Prince Jiao, Gu Yuehuang and the others were shocked. Although she also thought that Prince Jiao and the others would want to take revenge. But she never thought that Prince Jiao and the others' revenge would come so quickly. They actually set up an ambush outside Linglong's sacred ground in such a hurry. Because they did not dare to do it inside Linglong's sacred ground. So they directly surrounded and killed Jun Haoyan outside Linglong's sacred ground? Such a method. It was too despicable. When Feng Xiaoyao and the others heard the news, immediately he became deeply worried. Prince Jiao. That was the #1 genius in the southern border. He was as famous as the #1 genius in the eastern wilderness, the holy son of Kunlun. Whether it was strength or talent, he was the best. And now, such an existence wanted to deal with Haoyan Holy Sun. And he had gathered a large number of helpers. This time, Haoyan Holy Sun was really in danger. Do you need me to make a move? Gu Yuehuang looked at Jun Haoyan and said slowly. In her opinion, at this moment, outside Linglong's sacred ground, it was no different from a dragon's pool and a tiger's den. If Haoyan Holy Sun rashly went out, it was simply a 90% chance of survival. Although for someone like Prince Jiao, her strength was still far from it. But she was after all the Jade Lake Saintess, the #1 goddess in the eastern wilderness. Her strength was also considered one of the best among the younger generation in the eastern wilderness. For this encirclement at least she could help. As for calling for reinforcements, Jun Haoyan did not think about it. Although he could ask for help with the Holy Sun's mark in his hand. But since Prince Jiao and the others had made plans to encircle and annihilate him, then there must be a way to interfere with the Holy Sun's mark. Now, only if she joined forces with Haoyan Holy Sun. Then they would have a chance to rush out. Of course, as long as Jun Haoyan asked, the Jade Lake Saintess would not refuse. In the Supreme Relic, because of the 7 treasures Bodhi fruit, the Jade Lake Saintess always felt that she owed Jun Haoyan a favor. Therefore, as long as Jun Haoyan asked, Gu Yuehuang would definitely not hesitate. At this moment, after hearing Gu Yuehuang's words, Jun Haoyan pondered for a moment and finally nodded. I do need your help with something. Hearing this, Gu Yuehuang's expression suddenly became solemn. As for Feng Xiaoyao and the others, their faces were solemn. They were all prepared to fight to the death. I hope you can help me bring them back to the Langya sacred ground. Looking at Gu Yuehuang, Jun Haoyan slowly said. It was just that his words caused everyone to be stupefied. Bring them all back to the Langya sacred ground? What did this mean? Was the Holy Sun planning to fight against Prince Jiao and the others alone? Wasn't this a little too crazy? No, absolutely not. Holy Sun, we are willing to fight against the enemy with you. That's right, Holy Sun, it doesn't matter if we die, but you must return to the Langya sacred grounds safely. Even if we have to use our lives to stop Prince Jiao, we must bring you back to the Langya sacred ground. Hearing Jun Haoyan's words, Feng Xiaoyao, Dugu Bo, Bailey Xuanza, and the others all spoke one after another. The Holy Sun actually planned to fight against Prince Jiao and the others alone. He wanted the Jade Lake Saintess to bring them back to the sacred ground. This was something that the 3 of them could not do. Stop Prince Jiao? Where did you get the confidence? With your strength? Hearing this, Jun Haoyin did not get angry. He just said expressionlessly. Once Jun Haoyin's words came out, the scene immediately quieted down. Even the Jade Lake Sacred Ground did not have the confidence to stop Prince Jiao and the others. Not to mention Feng Xiaoyao and the others. Against someone like Prince Jiao, they were like moths to a flame, seeking their own deaths. To them, Prince Jiao's strength was too terrifying. After I deal with Prince Jiao and the others, I have to make a trip to the small Thunder Temple. Seeing the silent crowd, Jun Haoyin spoke slowly. Once you go back, report this to the sacred leader. Trust me, Prince Jiao and the others can't do anything to me. For me, the small Thunder Temple is the most important thing. Jun Haoyin's words caused everyone to be shocked once again. The Holy Sun was planning to go to the most powerful force in the Western Desert. The small Thunder Temple. A sacred ground of Buddhism. For those outside of Buddhism, it was a tiger's den. At this moment, Jun Haoyin revealed his whereabouts in advance. He had his own plans, even if it was him. Before entering a strange place like the Western Desert, he was not completely confident that he could escape unscathed, but he had the Langya sacred ground as his backing. As long as he revealed his whereabouts to the Holy Lord of Langya, with the help of the Holy Lord of Langya, no matter how powerful the small Thunder Temple was, they would have to be wary. After all, the Langya sacred ground was one of the 7 sacred grounds of the human race. The foundation it contained. It could not be underestimated. Compared to the small Thunder Temple, Prince Jiao and the others were insignificant. Hearing Jun Haoyin's explanation, Feng Xiaoyao and the others looked at each other, although they were extremely reluctant. But Jun Haoyin had already said so. They could only obey. Then Holy Sun, you must take care. Looking at Jun Haoyin, Feng Xiaoyao and the others said helplessly, Haha, don't worry, a mere Prince Jiao can't do anything to me. Hearing this, Jun Haoyin's face revealed a look of confidence. No one doubted Jun Haoyin's words. Now Jun Haoyin's strength. It had been completely imprinted in everyone's hearts. Since you have already decided, then I will respect your opinion. Seeing that Jun Haoyin had made up his mind, Guiyue Huang slowly said. After experiencing so many things, now she also believed that Jun Haoyin could create a miracle. Thank you very much. Hearing Guiyue Huang's words, Jun Haoyin smiled. This time, I must make them pay the price in blood. Thinking of the people outside waiting for him to go out, waiting for an opportunity to encircle him. A strong killing intent suddenly appeared on Jun Haoyin's face. Inside his body there was a rumbling sound. His body was surrounded by a blazing light. In the Linglong sacred ground, for the sake of the Linglong sacred ground lord, Jun Haoyin couldn't act recklessly. But now that these people had taken the initiative to come to their deaths, then don't blame him for not being polite. All of this, he would definitely eliminate all future troubles. Looking at the shocking killing intent exuding from Jun Haoyin's body, everyone present felt a chill in their hearts. This time it was not certain who would be the one to suffer. Next, Jun Haoyin and Guiyue Huang left in 2 separate directions. Prince Jiao and the others' target was naturally Jun Haoyin. As the Jade Lake Saint, they naturally wouldn't offend Guiyue Huang for no reason. With a thought, Jun Haoyin directly flew out of the Linglong sacred ground. A moment later, Linglong sacred ground, 3,000 miles away from the desolate suspended sea. There was still a ruthless and endless desert and sea here. From time to time, strong winds would appear around, sweeping up hundreds of feet of sand. Every grain of sand had become extremely sharp because of the chi of heaven and earth. It seemed to be able to easily penetrate fine iron. This kind of place, for mortals, it was like hell on earth, impossible to survive. At this moment, Jun Haoyin, dressed in purple, was constantly moving forward in the void. He was flying in the air and rays of light appeared around his body. No matter how violent the surrounding wind and sand were. But within 3 meters of Jun Haoyin's body, it was extremely quiet. The surrounding wind filled the sky and he stood alone. He was like a god. Boom. However, right at that moment, a terrifying explosion sounded. The entire world changed. Golden divine feathers shot out one after another, turning into hundreds of feet in size, covering an area of thousands of miles. There were more than 3,000 of these divine feathers, and they were connected together. They formed a terrifying array that isolated heaven and earth. It also caused monstrous waves to roll up in the desolate suspended sea, combining with the wind and sand. It was as if the entire area had turned into hell. It was also at this moment. The entire void shook, and the endless clouds collapsed. Powerful auras burst out one after another. Dozens of figures stood there, and each of them was extremely terrifying. They stood in front of Jun Haoyin. Boundless killing intent. Chapter 3, Gathering of the Strong in the Void. 3,000 golden divine feathers stood there. They covered every corner of 1,000 miles. On each divine feather, there was a terrifying divine light shining on it. It contained terrifying power. When Jun Haoyin left the Linglong sacred ground, the desolate suspended sea behind him had completely disappeared, and the Linglong sacred ground that had been standing in the desolate suspended sea, it also disappeared at this moment. The next time, the place where the Linglong sacred ground appeared, it would definitely not appear in this place. This was the Linglong sacred lord's heaven-defying means. Without her permission, no one could get the exact location of the Linglong sacred ground. At this moment in this void, it had completely formed a shocking killing array. The entire void had been locked down. Between heaven and earth, the power contained in the 3,000 divine feathers suspended in the air. It actually made Jun Haoyin feel a little shocked. This imprisonment force had actually completely isolated this space from the outside world. Even the Holy Sun's mark on Jun Haoyin's hand, it did not have any effect at all. This point, Jun Haoyin had already expected it. If Prince Jiao wanted to encircle and annihilate him, he had to get rid of the Holy Sun's mark. At this moment, standing in this isolated world, Jun Haoyin's expression did not change as he stood indifferently in the void. His expression was emotionless. Boom. The next moment, in the void, waves of power began to surge. Subsequently, dozens of terrifying figures slowly walked out from the void. The aura on these people was extremely terrifying. Waves of origin chi surged around his body. Waves of vital essence surged in the void, as vast and boundless as a river. Seeing this scene, Jun Haoyin's gaze suddenly looked at a certain spot in the void. He let out a cold laugh. Since you're here, why hide your head and show your tail? Jun Haoyin's tone was strong, without the slightest feeling of being in danger. Just as Jun Haoyin's voice fell, in the void, a few more terrifying auras appeared. Subsequently, the Azure Dragon Empire's third prince, Zilong Tianyu, walked out with a cold look in his eyes. Holy Son of Haoyin, you made me unable to attend Linglong Saint's birthday banquet. I must kill you for this. The next moment, another person walked out from beside Long Tianyu. It was Ping Shi Wang Ying Shun Tian. Haha, Holy Son of Haoyin, at least you're like a man. You didn't call the Jade Lake Saintess along. Otherwise, I really can't bear to kill you. At this moment, Long Tianyu and Ying Shun Tian stood side by side with extraordinary momentum. As for Jun Haoyin, they naturally had the intention to kill him. However, Jun Haoyin did not look at them. Instead, he looked in another direction. Over there, a middle-aged man dressed in Luo Tian Holy Land slowly stepped out. The man's aura was extremely strong. His cultivation was at the peak of the 10th level of the Imperial Dao realm. Behind this man, there were two other men with the same aura. Holy Son of Haoyin, you killed the Holy Son of Wudao. The Holy Lord Langya protected you last time. This time you'll die a horrible death. The middle-aged man from Luo Tian Holy Land spoke coldly. They actually wanted to avenge the Holy Son of Wudao. These three peaked 10th level Imperial Dao realm cultivators were from Luo Tian Holy Land. At this moment, a man dressed in Alcade Holy Land's robes walked out from the void. Holy Son of Haoyin, you killed my Alcade Holy Son and insulted the dignity of my Holy Land. Have you thought about the consequences today? Shortly after, two people from Qingyun Holy Land walked out as well. They said they wanted to avenge the Dongbua Holy Land. These people, they were all from the three holy lands of the eastern wilderness. Moreover, at the birthday banquet, Jun Haoyin had seen them before. But now they were all gathered by Prince Jiao. They wanted to kill him. Where are the others? Why are you still hiding? Come out together. However, Jun Haoyin still turned a blind eye to their clamoring. He looked at a certain spot in the void with a meaningful smile on his face. There were still people there who hadn't come out. Holy Son of Haoyin, you're about to die, but you still dare to be so arrogant. In the next moment, the crown prince of the Azure Dragon Empire, Long Tianjue, walked out slowly. At this moment, he had fully recovered from his injuries. His strength was also at its peak. He recalled the humiliation he suffered in the exquisite sacred ground. Long Tianjue's eyes were filled with killing intent as he looked at Jun Haoyin. After Long Tianjue came out, then a monstrous demonic aura surged in the void. Soon after, the Fox Prince of the Green Hill Fox clan walked out slowly. The Heavenly Fox battle armor was successfully formed on his body once more. A terrifying aura burst out of his body as he looked down at Jun Haotian. Holy son of Haotian, you will die today. At this moment, the Fox Prince regained his scholarly appearance. There was a faint smile on his face. Holy son of Haotian, I've said that you will pay for your arrogance. The Fox Prince at this moment. He looked extremely confident as if he had forgotten his previous hatred. However, the killing intent contained in his tone made people raise their eyebrows. You want to kill me with just a bunch of losers and trash like you? You must be dreaming. Facing so many experts, Jun Haotian's attitude was somewhat disapproving. He appeared to be very confident. However, this confidence, in the eyes of the Fox Prince and the others, it was arrogance. Oh, is that so? What if I join in? At this moment, Prince Jiao's figure suddenly appeared in the void. 2 rays of divine light shot out from his golden eyes, as dazzling as the sun. The aura of his primordial spirit Dharma idol was even more terrifying. There was also that endless terrifying might. He was like a peerless figure who could suppress the world. Until this moment, everyone who participated in the attack on Jun Haotian, they had all appeared. There were a total of 13 top-notch experts. 12 of them were at the peak of the 10th level of the Imperial Dao realm. Prince Jiao had even reached the primordial spirit Dharma idol level. Moreover, they had even set up a peerless killing formation in this space. Facing such a lineup, anyone would find it difficult to deal with. When these people's auras merged together, it was violent and shocking. Jun Haotian's expression remained unchanged as he looked at the scene in front of him. To be honest, even he hadn't expected such a grand lineup. Even the number 1 genius of the Eastern Wilderness, the Holy Son of Kunlun, would probably die in the face of such killing intent. In Prince Jiao's eyes, such a lineup, no matter how strong Jun Haotian was, he could kill him dozens of times. But in reality, facing such a dangerous situation, Jun Haotian didn't show any signs of panic. He looked at the dozen or so terrifying figures around him and said coldly, "Since you're all here, it saves me the trouble of looking for you one by one." As he spoke, Jun Haotian's eyes shone with boundless light. Every pore on his body was absorbing a huge amount of dragon-shaped essence energy. Golden qi and blood filled the sky, producing thunderous booms. Strands of powerful true essence circulated around his body. At this moment his entire aura had changed. He wasn't as calm as before. Instead, it was domineering. It was domineering. It was domineering. It was a peerless aura that could suppress the world. He looked at everyone present, stood up and spoke again. "Since you're courting death, I won't hold back. I'll kill all of you. All of you." Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, Jun Haotian took a step forward. At this moment, Jun Haotian's strength erupted without holding back. Ever since he entered the 10th level of the Imperial Path, this was the first time Jun Haotian had unleashed his full strength. The scene, it was earth-shattering. A vast wave of true essence swept around his body. That powerful and intimidating force was constantly vibrating. It was accompanied by the rumbling of the golden blood. At this moment, Jun Haotian faced the 13 peerless powerhouses. He was dressed in purple and moved in the air. It was as if an ancient divine king had descended to the world. At this moment, Jun Haotian's face was expressionless, fearless, and emotionless. They felt Jun Haotian's extremely violent aura. Everyone felt a trace of solemnity. Especially Long Tianyu and Ying Shantian, who hadn't really seen Jun Haotian's strength. Their expressions were even more incredulous. When they were facing Jun Haotian previously, they didn't feel this kind of power at all. Chapter 184. The Holy Son of Haotian is just as the rumors say. His talent is extraordinary, and his strength is unparalleled. Unfortunately, he's too arrogant. The tallest tree in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. Today we'll set up a peerless killing array to kill this person. When they saw the aura erupting from Jun Haotian's body, the people of the All-Heaven Sacred Ground, Wavering Light Sacred Ground, and Azure Cloud Sacred Ground spoke one after another. That day, the Holy Son of the 3 sacred grounds had died at the hands of Prince Jiao. To the sacred grounds, it was a great humiliation. Moreover, this time they made a move. They had the tacit approval of the sacred grounds higher-ups. Even if they killed the Holy Son of Haotian, they would only record their achievements, not their demerits. Therefore, at this moment they had no scruples at all. Even if the believers of the Langya Sacred Ground condemned them, the higher-ups of the sacred grounds behind them would deal with them. Boom. In the next moment, The 3 sacred grounds of the eastern wilderness were the first to make a move. As for Prince Jiao and the others, they stood there quietly. It seemed that it wasn't time for them to make a move yet. This time, the 3 sacred grounds of the eastern wilderness sent out a total of 8 people. Every one of them was at the peak of the 10th level of the Imperial Dao realm. They attacked casually. Even if the mountains collapsed and the earth cracked, the sky would change color. In the next moment, huge waves rose above the desolate Black Sea. It was as if an ancient water monster was stirring up trouble. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin didn't show any fear. In the next moment, he slowly took a step forward. Boom. Around him, vast true essence boiled and condensed into the image of a heavenly dragon. At the same time, the 3 sacred grounds of the eastern wilderness all attacked with killing moves. They took out all kinds of treasures. There were gourds, swords, mirrors, and so on. Every single one of them was a high-grade Dharma artifact, or a supreme-grade Dharma artifact. At this moment, when these treasures attacked together, they could even shatter mountains and rivers. The surrounding seawater and desert swept together. Waves of explosions sounded as if doomsday had arrived. However, Jun Haoyin didn't make any unnecessary movements in the face of this situation. It was just a simple punch. Boom. This punch. It was as if a demon god had descended. Wherever the fist print passed, the void immediately trembled. Subsequently, the fist mark instantly became tens of thousands of feet large, falling straight down like a meteor. Boom. When the huge fist print collided with all kinds of magic tools, it was as if the huge fist print had collided with the magic tools. An extremely terrifying aura suddenly swept out. Everything in the void seemed to be annihilated in time and space. It turned into nothingness. Jun Haoyin's punch seemed to contain a terrifying power. With a single punch, it shook the heavens and earth. It could burn the heavens, boil the seas, and overturn the rivers. Bang, bang, bang. At this moment, all the magic tools that collided with the fist were shattered. The divinity inside was almost exhausted, and it turned into a piece of trash. As for Jun Haoyin's punch, not only did it hit the magic artifacts, but it also bombarded the people from the Luotian Holy Land. At this moment, all of a sudden they felt like they were facing an ancient ferocious beast. He stomped on his chest. Pfft. The next moment, they were sent flying several hundred meters away. Their internal organs were severely injured. Their faces turned pale as they spat out large mouthfuls of blood. This is impossible. 8 martial artists at the peak of the Imperial Dao realm, and they even used treasures. Even with such strength, they still couldn't defeat the Holy Son of Haoyin. We absolutely can't let the Holy Son of Haoyin continue to grow. At the side, when the spectators saw this scene, they all had expressions of disbelief. The Holy Son of Haoyin's punch had actually shattered all the high-grade magic artifacts. Even the supreme-grade magic artifacts were no exception. Such a powerful attack. It was simply shocking. In the next moment, they looked at each other and didn't hesitate at all. They attacked together again. The experts at the peak of the Imperial Dao realm joined forces. Immediately, a vast power surged out. Such an attack. Even if a Transcendence realm expert descended, they could only flee. One had to know. These people before him were not ordinary itinerant cultivators. These people were all geniuses from the 7 holy lands of the human race. Their strength could be considered supreme among their peers. But even so, Jun Haoyin's expression still didn't change. Looking at their terrifying attacks, he punched out again. Boom. The surrounding space was rumbling, producing a buzzing sound. It seemed like it was about to shatter. At the same time, Ping Shi Huang and Long Tianyu narrowed their eyes and raised their hands. Vast true essence condensed. It turned into a huge millstone. It was tens of thousands of feet long and was facing Jun Haoyin. It directly smashed down. Boom. Rumbling sounds. It was like a yellow bell. It caused one's soul to be destroyed. At this moment, Jun Haoyin's expression finally became serious. He clenched his 5 fingers. Tao Xian's mysterious fist mark gathered in his palm. At the same time, a sea of blood appeared behind him. 12 demon god phantoms slowly walked out of the sea of blood. The terrifying might contained within seemed to be able to split open the earth and the sky. Boom. Then, Jun Haoyin directly punched out. It was as if the thunder god had descended to the world. The vast sound of thunder suddenly resounded between heaven and earth. With one punch, the huge millstone that was 100,000 feet in size, it was directly smashed into pieces. At this moment, Jun Haoyin's body emitted endless brilliance. Rays of golden light shot out from his eyes. His body even showed a touch of sparkling and translucent. It was like a perfect work of art created by the heavens. At this moment, Jun Haoyin had completely transformed into an ancient war god. Every meridian and every cell in his body was surging with a powerful and terrifying fighting intent. Boom, boom, boom. Another 3 punches were thrown out in a row, shaking the heavens and the earth. The entire desert and the desolate suspended sea were constantly shaking, as if they were about to collapse. Even with 10 super experts working together, they were still unable to suppress Jun Haoyin. Moreover, in the face of Jun Haoyin's unparalleled battle strength, they were actually unable to withstand it. Direct suppression. Feeling the power on Jun Haoyin's body, even Long Tianjue and the Fox Prince's faces were extremely ugly. At this moment, they were shocked to discover that, in the Linglong sacred ground, this holy son of Haoyin actually did not use his full strength. Humph! No matter how strong you are, you will definitely die today. Everyone, let's work together to kill him. As soon as he finished speaking, the 2 of them attacked again. At this moment, 12 experts attacked Jun Haoyin together. Each of these 12 experts was an influential figure in the outside world. At this moment, when they all attacked, even the void was shaking. Under the powerful force, the golden qi and blood around Jun Haoyin's body seemed to have solidified. He had to admit, this was the most powerful battle Jun Haoyin had ever faced since he started cultivating. However, he was not afraid at all. On the contrary, the more he fought, the braver and stronger he became. His black hair danced in the wind, and his purple robe fluttered. Every time Jun Haoyin attacked, 1 person would be injured. Even when facing the siege of 12 experts, Jun Haoyin still had the upper hand. This scene made Prince Jiao narrow his eyes as he watched the battle. In the next moment, without hesitation, he took a step forward. Boom! The golden light around Prince Jiao shone brightly. A pair of golden wings seemed to be made of divine gold, shining brightly. The terrifying true origin contained in them made people tremble. Holy son of Haoyin, I have to admit that you are worthy of my personal attack. If you die in my hands, you will live up to your title as the #1 genius of the Eastern Wilderness. Finally, at this moment, Prince Jiao finally attacked. He lifted his foot. He actually wanted to step on Jun Haoyin's head. At this moment, the 13 experts present all attacked Jun Haoyin. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. An extremely powerful force wreaked havoc in the void. Even the world seemed to have begun to change. Bathed in the divine light, Prince Jiao suddenly grew scales on his body. In the next moment, 2 more heads grew out of his neck. 3-headed serpent. Prince Jiao was a 3-headed serpent. He moved slightly and the wind and clouds in the void surged. In the next moment, he was the same as Jun Haoyin. He slowly punched out. Serpent fist. A loud roar. Endless light gathered in Prince Jiao's palm. Prince Jiao punched out. It was as if he wanted to crush the world. A terrifying aura spread between the heavens and the earth. It made one's soul tremble. At this moment, even Jun Haoyin felt an extreme threat. This power was enough to seriously injure his body. Prince Jiao was indeed the #1 genius of the southern wilderness. He was indeed a peerless expert. But even so, Jun Haoyin was still fearless. With a single thought, Jun Haoyin's body suddenly shone with endless light. He directly activated the indestructible divine body. In an instant, a huge amount of essence qi gushed out from the 5 million pores on Jun Haoyin's body. It intertwined with the golden aura around him. In the face of Prince Jiao's serpent fist, Jun Haoyin also punched out. Boom! In the next moment, 2 terrifying fist prints blasted together. A vast and boundless aura suddenly swept out in all directions. Even the entire desert was collapsing. And above the barren suspended sea, a whirlpool that was tens of thousands of feet high was blasted out. Countless demon beasts in the sea were smashed into pieces, turning into a rain of blood. Under the punch, Jun Haoyin and Prince Jiao stood still. In this exchange, the 2 were actually evenly matched. This kind of battle, it was immediately beyond everyone's expectations. But in the next moment, everyone's attacks increased again. Holy son of Haoyin, let's see how many times you can block. Kill. This day next year will be the anniversary of your death. After that, Ping Shiwang, Long Tianyu, and the others spoke as they attacked with all their might. At the same time, the other 10th level Imperial Realm experts were secretly accumulating their true energy and waiting to attack. Every single move they executed after this was an ultimate move. A lethal move. Rumble. Rumbling resounded incessantly in the air. At the center of these attacks, Jun Haoyin's expression still hadn't changed. His body hadn't even moved at all. Jun Haoyin was like a supreme god as he stood alone amidst the countless attacks. He was unparalleled in the world. Such a ferocious attack. If it was any other cultivator here, even a supreme transcendence realm expert would have perished here. But Jun Haoyin was able to do it with ease. Prince Jiao's eyes narrowed slightly when he saw this scene. Boundless cold light flickered in his golden eyes. His cultivation had already reached the second level of the transcendence realm. With his peerless foundation and just that punch from before. Even an ordinary fourth-level transcendence realm expert would be heavily injured by it. But the Holy Sun was actually only at the peak of the Imperial realm. He was evenly matched with him and there was no clear winner or loser. This battle seemed to have ended in a tie. But in reality he'd lost. If the Holy Sun was at the same cultivation realm as him, then he would definitely lose. A trace of gloominess flashed through Prince Jiao's eyes when he thought up to here. In the next moment, the boundless scales on his body flickered and transformed into a myriad of rays of light that enveloped down towards Jun Haoyin. WIRM Purgatory Suppression. Prince Jiao shouted fiercely as he decisively executed a supreme ability. At this moment, Jun Haoyin, who was at the center of the 13 experts, was undoubtedly enduring monstrous pressure. Moreover, this peerless attack of Prince Jiao's placed him in the most dangerous situation. Clang, clang. In next to no time, the myriad of golden swords tore through the sky. Every single one of them carried the might to annihilate Imperial Dao realm existences. In the end, all the swords landed on Jun Haoyin's body. At the same time, Jun Haoyin's indestructible celestial body emitted a dazzling divine light at the same time, blocking these killing swords. At this moment, Jun Haoyin was desperately circulating the countless abilities within his body. No one had noticed that Jun Haoyin's dantian had transformed into a furnace of heaven and earth. He'd absorbed all the energy left behind by the 13 experts' abilities. At this moment, the 7 treasures Bodhi tree within Jun Haoyin's body was emitting a jade-green divine light. Thousands of divine leaves moved without wind. The veins on every single leaf were like the laws of heaven and earth. The 99 Bodhi seeds were even more dazzling as they enveloped Jun Hao's spiritual soul in the heavenly essence elixir. All sorts of energy converged and was broken down by Jun Haoyin and injected into the Yuan Dan. Originally, Jun Haoyin was only a step away from breaking through to the Dharma phase realm. Back then, when the Linglong Divine Lord was preaching, if not for the fact that she wanted to create the 100 scriptures nurturing furnace, Jun Haoyin would have entered the Dharma phase realm a long time ago. However, it wasn't too late now. The true essence around his body vibrated as endless energy surged into the Yuan Dan. The essence soul Dharma phase in Jun Haoyin's mind had also reached its peak state. If he cultivated according to the normal path, Jun Haoyin would still need some time to break through to the Dharma phase realm. But now it seemed like there was no need at all. Under the endless pressure of the 13 experts, Jun Haoyin's strength increased rapidly. Bus, bus, bus. Waves of abstruse and mysterious energy surged into Jun Haoyin's body. It was transforming his body. At this moment, more than 700,000 ancient mammoths within Jun Haoyin's body roared together. There were also countless unawakened mammoth seeds that were emitting endless light. The more powerful the divine arts that the 13 experts unleashed, the faster Jun Haoyin's cultivation speed became. Of course, this was because he was confident. He was confident that his body was enough to withstand their divine powers. If it were an expert at the immortal realm level 5, they would probably be able to shatter Jun Haoyin's powerful body with one strike. But these people in front of him, even Prince Jiao, they couldn't use power that exceeded the limits of his body. Ever since he knew that Prince Jiao and the others were surrounding him, Jun Haoyin had this plan in mind. I'll use the infinite divine powers to forge my essence soul Dharma phase. At this moment, no one outside saw the abnormality in Jun Haoyin's body. In their opinion, after Prince Jiao joined the battle, Jun Haoyin was completely suppressed by them. When Long Qinjue and the Fox Prince saw this scene, they were overjoyed. If this continued, the so-called Holy Son of Great Heaven would be killed by them sooner or later. After this battle, there would be no more Holy Son of Great Heaven in the eastern wilderness. Thinking of this, everyone attacked with all their might again. They attacked and used all kinds of divine powers on Jun Haoyin's body. At this moment, Jun Haoyin's body was flickering. It seemed that he was about to reach his limit. Quick, continue attacking. He can't hold on. Everyone, don't hold back. Use your divine powers to shatter his body. That's right. As long as his body is destroyed, his soul will be at our mercy. Everyone present was extremely excited. After destroying Jun Haoyin's body, they would capture his soul. At that time they would be able to do whatever they wanted. They would take revenge if they had a grudge. Especially Long Tianjue and the Fox Prince. Every time they thought of this they were extremely excited. The shame that Jun Haoyin had left behind for them. They had to get back at him 1,000 times over. However, Prince Jiao, who had been holding the line, frowned slightly when he saw Jun Haoyin being suppressed. For some reason, he had a bad feeling about this. Up until now, Jun Haoyin didn't seem to have taken out any treasures. He was completely relying on his physical body to resist everyone's divine powers. What was he going to do? Just as Prince Jiao was puzzled, a terrifying and determined aura told him the answer. In Jun Haoyin's body, the tiny essence soul on the Yuan Dan. It opened its eyes. Chapter 185. The moment the nascent soul avatar opened its eyes, an unparalleled power erupted. In the next moment, the Yuan Dan in Jun Haoyin's body exploded. The boundless energy contained within the Yuan Dan surged into the nascent soul avatar in Jun Haoyin's body. The nascent soul avatar looked exactly like Jun Haoyin. However, the nascent soul avatar seemed to have no emotions. Its expression was filled with dignity, and it looked even more domineering. Bus. In the next moment, the nascent soul avatar in Jun Haoyin's body moved. It took a step forward and appeared in Jun Haoyin's mind. Then, it burrowed into the center of Jun Haoyin's brow and completely fused with his soul. At the same time, Jun Haoyin finally broke through the barrier between the Imperial Dao realm and the Transcendence realm. Boom. In the next moment, a terrifying aura emanated from Jun Haoyin's body. Extremely powerful energy spread out in all directions, causing one's soul to tremble. This energy erupted from Jun Haoyin's body. Therefore, the Fox Prince and the others in the outside world didn't notice. In their eyes, Jun Haoyin was standing on the spot, not moving at all. It was as if the origin energy in his body had been exhausted. This scene naturally caused them to be overjoyed. Haoyin's holy son has reached his limit. Everyone attack with all your might. That's right. Destroy his body and capture his soul. Kill him. The dozen or so experts spoke slowly as they used all their strength to surround and kill Jun Haoyin. At that moment, Jun Haoyin's eyes slowly opened. In the next moment his body began to move. At that moment, a terrifying power that could destroy the world surged out of Jun Haoyin's body. It was as if the world was about to be split open. Not good. Everyone disperse. Prince Jiao was the first to sense the aura and immediately exclaimed in shock. At that moment, Prince Jiao's heart was filled with disbelief. He was naturally very familiar with the aura that Jun Haoyin was exuding at this moment. That was the supreme aura of the Transcendence realm. He was too familiar with this force. However, when he opened his mouth to warn him, it was already too late. A vast and boundless energy had already erupted from Jun Haoyin's body. It was vast and mighty and it surged violently. At this moment, Jun Haoyin's body suddenly emitted endless light. These abstruse and mysterious divine lights slowly appeared behind him and finally condensed into a huge figure. His figure was indomitable and domineering. In the eyes of outsiders, this figure was tens of thousands of feet tall, piercing straight into the clouds. The figure floated directly behind him, and the expression on his face was exactly the same as Jun Haoyin's. Furthermore, the aura emanating from the figure was as terrifying as Jun Haoyin's. Seeing this shocking scene, everyone present looked as if they had seen something terrifying. Their faces were filled with horror. This is the primordial spirit Dharma idol. The Holy Son of Great Heaven has broken through to the Dharma idol stage. This is impossible. How could he have broken through to the Dharma idol stage? This is impossible. How could he have broken through again so quickly? Seeing the huge figure behind Jun Haoyin, the eyes of the experts who were besieging Jun Haoyin constricted. Their faces were filled with disbelief, and even their bodies could not help but tremble. At this moment, the aura that erupted from Jun Haoyin's body was too terrifying. The primordial spirit Dharma idol floating behind Jun Haoyin did not look like it had just been condensed. The pressure that it exuded was breathtaking. It was as if an unparalleled god of war had descended. Seeing the shock on everyone's faces, Jun Haoyin's face slowly revealed a smile. Everyone, thank you for this time. If not for your help, I would not have broken through so quickly. As he spoke, Jun Haoyin's eyes suddenly shot out a few rays of cold light. In order to repay your great kindness, I have decided to repay you properly. Today none of you will leave this place alive. An endless chill emanated from Jun Haoyan's body, causing everyone to shudder. When Jun Haoyan spoke, the primordial spirit Dharma idol behind him also spoke. Like a huge bell, it emitted a series of rumbling sounds. The surrounding seawater and gravel rolled together and shook layer by layer. In the next moment, without any hesitation, Jun Haoyan directly attacked. Just like before, Jun Haoyan did not make any fancy moves. It was just a simple punch. Boom. With a single punch, the surrounding space began to tremble. An endless violent aura swept out from Jun Haoyan's body as if it was going to cut the entire space apart. Sizzle, 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 all the energy in his body gathered. The primordial spirit Dharma idol behind Jun Haoyan also threw a punch. It was several times stronger than Jun Haoyan's punch. Under this punch, it was as if the entire world was about to be destroyed. In the face of such a shocking attack, the experts from the 3 sacred grounds of the eastern wilderness turned pale. Under the terrifying might of Jun Haoyan's primordial spirit Dharma idol, they had no room to resist at all. Just a trace of the aftershock had already destroyed their physical bodies. In the next moment, even their divine souls were annihilated. Such a terrifying scene made Prince Linghu and the others retreat immediately. At that moment, there were already cracks on their physical bodies, and endless blood was spurting out. The powerful and unparalleled aura shook, and even the array formed by the 3,000 divine feathers was rumbling. It was as if it could not withstand this terrifying divine might. Prince Linghu stabilized himself and spat out a mouthful of blood. He looked at Jun Haoyan in disbelief. How is this possible? He just entered the Dharma idol realm. How can he be so powerful? However, as soon as he said this, he felt a gaze like that of the god of death fixed on him. Prince Linghu looked over and saw that Jun Haoyan was looking at him. His eyes were filled with endless coldness. Meeting Jun Haoyan's cold gaze, Prince Linghu's mind buzzed for a moment. At that moment, he could not help but recall the scene when he was crushed by Jun Haoyan in the Linglong sacred ground. Jun Haoyan had crippled his limbs one by one. At that time, Jun Haoyan's figure was imprinted in his mind like a demon god, and he could not forget it. Even if Prince Linghu escaped alive this time, Jun Haoyan's terrifying figure would forever accompany him for the rest of his life. At that moment, Jun Haoyan attacked again. The power of the primordial spirit Dharma idol was enough to move mountains and fill seas. As for Jun Haoyan, who cultivated the indestructible divine body, in terms of strength, he could even move the stars in the 9 heavens. Such terrifying power was not something that Prince Linghu and the others could withstand. He slowly extended his palm and pressed it toward Long Tianjue, Long Tianyu, Ping Shiwang and the others. In the next moment, a monstrous force directly crushed the 3 of them. The 3 of them let out a miserable scream and exploded. Endless blood intertwined, and it was a ghastly sight. Such an invincible stance was simply terrifying. This bloody scene happened in just a moment. It caught everyone off guard. Circulating the demonic heaven-devouring technique, Jun Haoyan directly devoured the souls of the 3 people. At that moment, the 3 of them completely disappeared from this world. The geniuses of a generation were slaughtered like pigs and dogs by Jun Haoyan. After doing all this, Jun Haoyan's eyes did not change at all. They were still extremely cold. Seeing the tragic death of Long Tianjue and the others, Prince Linghu was immediately shocked. In the next moment, a trace of determination flashed in his eyes, as if he was going to throw caution to the wind. He shouted at Jun Haoyan, and endless divine light suddenly appeared on his body. Then Prince Linghu directly transformed into a 3-tailed celestial fox that was 10,000 feet long, and his body covered the sky. The 3 fox tails at the back bloomed with resplendent light. At that moment, Prince Linghu actually directly revealed his true form. After transforming into his true form, Prince Linghu directly attacked Jun Haoyan. At that moment, Prince Jiao also attacked Jun Haoyan at the same time. The 2 of them used their secret techniques and quickly arrived at Jun Haoyan's side. At that moment, the illusory figure of a demon lord with 3,000 demonic hands and 3,000 demonic eyes suddenly appeared on Jun Haoyan's body. The demon lord held the spear of the underworld and threw it at the 2 of them. Boom! A huge force surged and the 18 layers of hell manifested. Each layer of hell was unbearable to look at directly, and they merged together. Prince Jiao's figure seemed to be pulled into the endless hell. He kept retreating, used all kinds of techniques, and used all his strength to finally block the spear of the underworld. Prince Jiao looked at Jun Haoyan in disbelief, and his eyes were filled with astonishment. How could this guy be so strong? It was also at this moment that he saw a shocking scene. Jun Haoyin transformed into Dharma idol and towered above the clouds. He easily broke through Prince Linghu's secret technique. He directly grabbed Prince Linghu's foxtail and pulled hard. In the next moment, Prince Linghu's 3 foxtails were directly torn apart by Jun Haoyin. But this was not the end. Then Jun Haoyin continued to attack. With the terrifying power of the Dharma idol, Jun Haoyin directly grabbed Prince Linghu's body. Every time he attacked, he would ruthlessly tear off a part of Prince Linghu's body. Just like back in the Linglong sacred ground, he slowly crippled Prince Linghu's limbs. Prince Linghu's body wailed in Jun Haoyin's hand. But no matter how he wailed, Jun Haoyin was indifferent. His hand still did not stop moving. A moment later, Prince Linghu's body and divine soul were completely torn apart by Jun Haoyin. At this moment, a monster prodigy, Prince Linghu was completely dead. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation beating Prince Jiao. At this moment, Jun Haoyin's figure stood in the void. Around him endless fox fur floated down. Blood rained down from the sky. However, Jun Haoyin's purple robes remained untainted by even a speck of dust. Behind him, the Dharma idol that was hundreds of thousands of feet tall emitted a monstrous demonic aura. At this moment, although Jun Haoyin had not completely adapted to the power in his body, however, his strength had already reached an unprecedented level. Dharma idol realm. Only when one reached this realm could one be called a true peerless expert. Even in the 7 great sacred grounds of the human race, the top forces of the martial god continent, an existence in the Dharma idol realm was enough to become an elder-level figure. For some great sects they could even be treated as founding ancestors. Warriors who reached this realm were truly powerful in the sense of the word. After entering the Dharma idol realm, Jun Haoyin was already able to compete with the older generation of warriors. In fact, he could even completely suppress them. Because of the battle earlier, the power he gained from breaking through to the Dharma idol realm had been sealed in Jun Haoyin's body. Therefore, the giant elephant seed in Jun Haoyin's body had yet to awaken. Even his true essence hadn't increased. Even so, Jun Haoyin could be considered extremely powerful at this moment. When his cultivation was still at the peak of the Imperial Dao realm, he could already suppress people like Prince Linghu. Moreover, he had already broken through to the Dharma idol realm. Standing in the void, Jun Haoyin only had one person in his eyes at this moment. Opposite him was Prince Jiao, who had already revealed his 3 heads. The #1 prodigy of the southern border. I have to say that your strength has completely exceeded my expectations. You fully deserve the title of #1 prodigy of the eastern wilderness. Even Kunlun's holy son can't compare to you. Looking at Jun Haoyin's imposing aura, Prince Jiao's face was no longer as proud as before. He looked at Jun Haoyin with a solemn expression. Right now, he had already treated Jun Haoyin as his greatest opponent. Prince Jiao was shocked by the deaths of Prince Linghu and the others. Jun Haoyin's strength had indeed surprised him. But that was all. As long as he used his hidden trump cards, he was confident that he could suppress the Holy Sun here. Prince Jiao was extremely calm in the face of Jun Haoyin. All of his anger was suppressed within his body. Right now there was only one thought in his mind. And that was to kill the Holy Sun. The Fox Prince had always treated his true opponents seriously. Although he was arrogant, that was only when he faced those weaker than him. Only when facing a true opponent would he show a serious attitude. It seems that you're very confident in your own strength. But did you think that was my full strength? Jun Haoyin looked at Prince Jiao, who was full of fighting spirit, with a playful smile on his face. He had to admit that Prince Jiao was quite the character. Prince Jiao had the right to be his opponent. Of course I know that. You've just broken through to the Dharma plane and haven't fully mastered your own strength. Before that happens, I'll kill you. Prince Jiao spoke slowly. His expression was calm, but his tone was extremely cold. Although he had suppressed Jun Haoyin's strength, Prince Jiao could vaguely sense it. There was still a terrifying power hidden in Jun Haoyin's body. And this power was awakening at this moment. If he wanted to defeat Jun Haoyin, he had to kill him before this power awakened. Otherwise, even he would not be able to suppress the Holy Sun. Is that so? Hearing this, Jun Haoyin smiled. I'm afraid you won't have the chance. As soon as he finished speaking, Jun Haoyin's Dharma plane rumbled like a god. His aura became increasingly tyrannical with the enormous power in his body. Prince Jiao naturally sensed this and did not hesitate. Boom! In an instant, golden light shone from Prince Jiao's body. The golden scales on his body glowed brightly. Every scale seemed to be made of divine gold. It was powerful and intimidating. Especially behind him, a three-headed dragon appeared. It was at least 10,000 feet long. It was not inferior to Jun Haoyin's primordial spirit Dharma plane. Every move it made could cause the wind and clouds to change. In the next moment, Prince Jiao turned into a ray of light and charged towards Jun Haoyin. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin's eyes narrowed. Then, the true essence in his body exploded. He attacked without holding back. Boom! In the next moment, the two of them punched each other. Suddenly, a monstrous wave of energy shook the void. Monstrous waves rose from the barren floating sea. It was as if the entire world had been turned upside down. As they exchanged blows, the seawater evaporated and the gravel turned into nothingness. Prince Jiao was the #1 prodigy of southern border. Whether it was his bloodline or his talent, they were all top-notch. His strength was peerless and unparalleled. Among those of the same level, he was invincible. Even Jun Haoyin, who had countless resources, could not completely suppress Prince Jiao when he reached the Dharma plane. However, Jun Haoyin did not panic at all. Instead, he became braver and more ferocious as he fought. All kinds of abstruse and mysterious techniques were used. Rumbling sounds echoed in the void. Violent true essence wreaked havoc, turning into the shadows of heavenly dragons that were thousands of feet long. Every time the two of them exchanged blows, the world would change color. That terrifying power was simply shocking. Heavenly Dragon's Great Palm. Suddenly, Prince Jiao roared and activated the power of the surrounding heaven and earth. A frenzied aura swept up and turned into hundreds of palms that were thousands of feet long. These palms were like millstones that came crashing down. It was as if they wanted to suppress Jun Haoyin. Capital Demon God Technique. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin did not want to be outdone. He gathered the 12 demon gods behind him into his body. His strength skyrocketed and he punched the thousands of palms. For a moment, the world rumbled. All the palms were annihilated and turned into nothingness. Jun Haoyin's punch. It was as if it could suppress the universe. Good. Holy son of Haoyin. Today I will show you my true strength. Prince Jiao said loudly. His golden figure completely disappeared. In his place was a giant flood dragon that was tens of thousands of feet long. Its 3 heads stood tall and its body covered the sky. Prince Jiao had transformed into his true form. The golden flood dragon's scales shone brightly, as if they were going to stir up chaos in the world. After transforming into his true form, Prince Jiao's strength instantly increased. Seeing this, Jun Haoyin was not afraid at all. He immediately activated the esoteric character of all. In an instant, his combat strength increased tenfold. At this moment, Jun Haoyin had once again transformed into a supreme divine king. Standing in the sky, he directly punched Prince Jiao's 10,000 feet long body. This punch carried 10 times the power and smashed down with a loud bang. Even though Prince Jiao had transformed into his true form, he still could not completely resist this power. His huge body retreated, and his golden flood dragon scales kept cracking. Such a terrifying power directly broke through his defense. Damn it! Sensing the injuries in his body, Prince Jiao's expression changed drastically. His huge body twisted and somersaulted in the air. It was as if he was going to soar 90,000 miles into the sky. However, at this moment, Jun Haoyin activated the infinity divine power and gathered it in his hand. Boom! This punch was earth-shattering and could shake the stars. Facing Prince Jiao, it directly smashed down. Pfft. Under the boundless power, Prince Jiao's true form fell from the void and sank into the desolate suspended sea. But this was not the end. Jun Haoyin's eyes burst with divine light, and his primordial spirit Dharma idol merged into his body. He directly rushed out of the desolate suspended sea and sank tens of thousands of meters into the sea. Every punch he threw was 10 times his combat strength. In an instant, Prince Jiao's body cracked open, and he spat out large mouthfuls of blood. Endless bloodstains appeared in the sea. The entire desolate suspended sea turned into a sea of blood. At this moment, Prince Jiao finally understood how terrifying Jun Haoyin was. But all of this was too late. Jun Haoyin transformed into a supreme divine king and destroyed the world. Punch after punch. It was as if the world was being reopened. Chapter 186. A large area of the barren hanging sea was now dyed red with blood. Prince Jiao's massive body was tumbling on the barren hanging sea. Upon closer inspection, one could see that the golden scales on his body were beginning to crack. His massive body was riddled with cracks and large amounts of blood were spurting out. Even Prince Jiao's powerful body could not withstand Jun Haoyin's terrifying attacks. Ah! The massive dragon's body thrashed in the water, and its gaping maw was filled with sorrowful cries. In an instant the entire barren hanging sea was engulfed in waves. In the next moment, Prince Jiao seemed to have used some kind of secret technique, and his speed suddenly increased. He was going to make a last stand. The sea within a 1,000-mile radius shook. Then Prince Jiao successfully broke free from Jun Haoyin's attacks. His massive body rushed out of the sea and fled into the distance at an unbelievable speed. The number one prodigy of the southern border had abandoned the battle and fled. At the same time, Jun Haoyin's figure emerged from the sea. Jun Haoyin stood in the void, watching Prince Jiao flee in a panic. His eyes were as calm as an ancient well, without any change in expression. Boom! In the next moment he took out a blood-red divine bow and placed it in his hand. At the same time, all the heaven and earth yuan qi in the area gathered towards Jun Haoyin. After that, Jun Haoyin did not hesitate at all and did not make any extra movements. He held the sun-slaying divine bow and pulled it to a full moon. In the next moment, a golden divine arrow appeared, surrounded by boundless light. Prince Jiao, who was already thousands of miles away, felt his heart palpitate for no reason. He felt as if his body had been locked onto by some great terror. At that moment he felt as if the god of death was waving at him. Jun Haoyin's lips curled into a mocking smile as he watched Prince Jiao shrink into the horizon. The next moment, Jun Haoyin released the bowstring. The golden arrow turned into a streak of golden light and chased after Prince Jiao. Boom! In an instant, a rumbling sound rang out in the void. Wherever the golden arrow passed, the entire space shook. Even the supreme formation formed by the 3,000 feathers began to tremble. This arrow seemed to have pierced through the entire world. Puchi! The golden streak of light caught up to Prince Jiao in an instant, and headed straight for Prince Jiao's gigantic dragon body. In the next moment, Prince Jiao's body was pierced through. The excruciating pain caused him to lose his balance. Then Prince Jiao's body tumbled and fell from the sky, his body covered in wounds. Jun Haoyin's arrow just now was definitely a fatal blow. Prince Jiao didn't even have the strength to run away. Ah, holy son of Haoyin! Prince Jiao couldn't help but cry out as he sensed the irreversible damage to his body. He could clearly feel his life slipping away. In the next moment he saw Jun Haoyin's figure turn into a streak of light and fly toward him. Prince Jiao's body tensed up when he saw Jun Haoyin. He instinctively tried to gather his inner yuan, but he realized that he couldn't. His injuries were so severe that he was on the brink of death. There was barely any inner yuan left in his energy center. There was no way he could gather any inner yuan. So this is all there is to Southern Border's number one prodigy. Jun Haoyin said disdainfully as he hovered in the air and looked down at Prince Jiao, who was in a sorry state. Even after the battle, Jun Haoyin was still as calm as ever. He didn't look the slightest bit disheveled. He was still as peerlessly powerful as before. His purple robes were untainted by even a speck of dust, giving him an elegant demeanor. This was a true prodigy. No, holy son of Haoyin, you can't kill me. At this moment, Prince Jiao transformed back into his human form. He looked at Jun Haoyin with a hint of fear on his face. He didn't look as spirited as before. Many people know that I'm going to kill you this time. If I die here, everyone will know that I died at your hands. When that happens, my father, Demon King Jiao, will bring the Master of Fairy Fox to the Langya Sacred Ground. Even the Langya Sacred Ground won't be able to stop two Heaven Masters of the southern region. Prince Jiao said quickly. At this moment he was truly afraid. As proud as he was, he had no choice but to sacrifice his father to save his own life. He hoped to use Demon King Jiao's name to scare Jun Haoyin into sparing his life. Everyone was afraid of death. Even a prodigy like Prince Jiao was no exception. In fact, compared to others, these prodigies were more afraid of death. After he died, there would be nothing left. Perhaps even his name would not be mentioned by others. After Prince Jiao's death, people would only mention Prince Jiao as a stepping stone for the holy son of Haoyin. Prince Jiao was extremely unwilling to accept this. He was the number one prodigy of the southern region. He had the potential to surpass his father, Demon King Jiao. If he died here, he would have nothing left. However, Prince Jiao didn't expect this. Jun Haoyin was never a person who was afraid of being threatened by others. Jun Haoyin's expression didn't change when he heard Prince Jiao's words. He picked up the sun-slaying divine bow again and drew it to its maximum. The next moment, the golden arrow appeared again. Endless murderous intent gathered on the arrow. It was aimed directly at Prince Jiao's head. That was where Prince Jiao's divine soul was. When you decided to surround and kill me, you were destined to fall. Jun Haoyan looked at Prince Jiao's hopeless expression and said coldly, "The #1 prodigy of the southern region will cease to exist." As soon as he finished speaking, Jun Haoyan released the arrow in his hand. Boom! Heaven and earth rumbled again. Prince Jiao's head exploded. His huge body began to crack and blood flowed out. His blood dyed the sky and earth red. Prince Jiao's body collapsed under the sun-slaying divine bow, and his divine soul was destroyed. With this arrow, everything about Prince Jiao disappeared. Jun Haoyan's expression didn't change as he watched Prince Jiao disappear from this world. He was as calm as an ancient well. He was extremely calm. Those who killed would be killed by others. This was a principle that had never changed since ancient times. Since Prince Jiao wanted to kill him, it was only right for him to kill him. After a while, Jun Haoyan slowly retracted his murderous intent. The formation formed by the 3,000 divine feathers around him would disappear in a short period of time. Of course, Jun Haoyan could leave at any time if he wanted to. Prince Jiao and the others had all died. The formation had no more energy to support it, so it couldn't stop him. But before that, Jun Haoyan needed to digest all the power brought about by his primordial spirit Dharma form. Previously, the power in his body had been completely suppressed. But now Jun Haoyan released all of it. Boom! Suddenly, a monstrous aura shook the world and wreaked havoc. Jun Haoyan's battle with Prince Jiao wasn't his full power. Now, when he released all of this power, Jun Haoyan's body burst out with a dazzling brilliance. His body looked sparkling and translucent, pure and flawless. There wasn't even a trace of dirt. This was the effect of the indestructible divine body. It made Jun Haoyan's body comparable to a supreme-grade Tao artifact. At the same time, ancient mammoth seeds appeared one after another, shining with a golden light. Under the powerful energy, the mammoth seeds began to awaken. 730,000 seeds. 740,000 seeds. 750,000 seeds. 760,000 seeds. 770,000 seeds. 780,000 seeds. 790,000 seeds. 800,000 seeds. 810,000 seeds. 820,000 seeds. 830,000 seeds. Finally, when the 840,000th giant elephant seed awakened, Jun Haoyan's entire body changed again. Within all the giant elephant seeds, a boundless golden light burst forth. In the next moment, Jun Haoyan opened his eyes. An extremely terrifying aura burst out from his body. At the same time, a pair of pure white wings that contained great freedom and was unaffected by the world of mortals appeared. Every feather contained an endless abstruse and mysterious aura. This was the second stage of the divine elephant overpowering divine elephant. The second stage of the celestial technique. The divine wings of liberty. Chapter 2. Checking in again at this moment, Jun Haoyan felt a huge amount of energy. Especially the pair of wings behind him that exuded a powerful force. They were incomparably abstruse and mysterious, constantly dancing. Then Jun Haoyan slowly opened his eyes, and the white wings behind him vibrated. Every feather on the white wings contained astonishing power, as if it could tear space apart. As long as Jun Haoyan slightly flapped the wings, the surrounding vital energy of heaven and earth would go berserk, shocking the heavens. This was the celestial technique obtained from the second stage of the divine elephant overpowering divine elephant. The divine wings of liberty. With this pair of wings, Jun Haoyan's speed would reach an extreme. Moreover, the effect of the divine wings of liberty would increase according to Jun Haoyan's cultivation. In the future, if Jun Haoyan's cultivation reached a certain level, he could even use the divine wings of liberty to travel through the trichiliocosm. He could directly ignore the barriers of space. Of course, Jun Haoyan was only at the transcendence realm at this moment. He hadn't reached the strength to break through the barriers of space. According to the ancient records, there was a world barrier at the intersection of every world in the trichiliocosm. Only when one's cultivation reached the immortal realm would they have the ability to break through the world barrier and go to other worlds. At that time, they would be free and unrestrained by the restrictions of heaven and earth. Under the immortal realm, there was no ability to break through the barriers of space. Of course, these settings were only for others. Jun Haoyan was an exception. With all kinds of supreme techniques, Jun Haoyan's foundation was too strong. At this moment he seemed to only be at the Transcendence realm. However, he could even do some things that could only be done by the immortal realm. Of course, Jun Haoyan had no intention of leaving the martial god continent at this moment. In the future he might travel the heavens, but he still had many things to do now. At this moment, Jun Haoyan's cultivation had already reached the peak of the first level of the Transcendence realm. He only needed one more step to reach the second level of the Transcendence realm. In the sea of consciousness between Jun Haoyan's brows, a small golden person sat cross-legged. This was Jun Haoyan's primordial spirit. It was 1 inch and 1 fraction. When a warrior stepped into the Transcendence realm of the primordial spirit, they mainly cultivated this primordial spirit. If they wanted to make a breakthrough, they had to let their primordial spirit grow 1 inch. Only after reaching 10 inches and 10 fractions could they break through to the immortal realm. And 10 inches and 10 fractions was also called perfection. A day later, Jun Haoyan finally completely adapted to the power in his body. Compared to his battle with Prince Jiao, Jun Haoyan's combat power had increased by several times. Jun Haoyan believed that if he fought with Prince Jiao again he would be able to do it. Even if he didn't use the esoteric secret of all, he would still be able to beat Prince Jiao. Unfortunately, the #1 prodigy of the southern border had already fallen at his hands. This array should be able to last for about 2 more days. Jun Haoyan's eyes flashed as he looked at the 3,000 divine feathers in the sky. With this array as a cover, it would be difficult for people outside to discover his existence. This array could isolate him from the outside world. It was indeed an excellent place to cultivate. Although he had already completely absorbed the power in his body, he still needed some time to fully adapt to it. Just like the great furnace in Jun Haoyan's body, it was slowly refining the power of various mystiques. This was his self-created mystique, cauldron nourishment. The more mystiques Jun Haoyan cultivated, the more power he would be able to withstand. The power of the cauldron nourishment would also become stronger as time went on. When this mystique evolved to the extreme, it would completely make Jun Haoyan. When Jun Haoyan first created this mystique, he didn't intend to use it to increase his combat power. He only wanted to walk the path of martial arts that belonged to him. Judging from the current effects, although the mystique's effects weren't very strong, it had to be said that this was the first time he had seen its effects. He wasn't far from the goal in his heart. Thinking of this, Jun Haoyan decided to stay here for 2 more days. He waited until the formation disappeared before he made his move. He wanted to use this time to consolidate his cultivation. There was no need to rush the trip to the small Lane temple. It wouldn't make much of a difference whether he went a day earlier or a day later. Thinking of this, Jun Haoyan closed his eyes. He activated his power and began to nourish his body. However, it was obvious that he was very clear about this matter. After dividing a part of his mind to consolidate his power and cultivation, Jun Haoyan calmed his mind. Ding, the sign-in time has been refreshed. Would the host like to sign in? At this moment, the long-awaited system prompt sounded in Jun Haoyan's mind. Hearing this sound, Jun Haoyan was overjoyed. He didn't care about his cultivation and directly said, "Sign in." Ding, congratulations to the host for signing in successfully. You have obtained the 6 paths of reincarnation tablet and the Shenhuang gate. Hearing the system prompt, Jun Haoyan was stunned. He had actually obtained 2 treasures from signing in this time. This was the first time. At the same time as the system prompt sounded, a wave of information directly entered Jun Haoyan's mind. It was the information about the 6 paths of reincarnation tablet and the Shenhuang gate. A moment later, after fusing with the information in his mind, Jun Haoyan's face suddenly revealed a look of excitement. This 6 paths of reincarnation tablet was actually an immortal artifact. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.